Never pay more when you shop Route 4. Performance Toyota.
Hey, this is Fairfield High's Phoenix Porter, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
Hello, Butler County High School sports enthusiasts. You're tuned in to another live radio broadcast on the Butler County High School Sports Reports Radio Network. Tonight takes us just down the street from the Report's headquarters to Fairfield Alumni Stadium, where it is the Fairfield Indians hosting Lakota East Thunderhawks in a homecoming Greater Miami Conference contest. I'm Chris Vogt. I'll be leading the way alongside Joel Sackenheim, who is not only my cousin, but also tonight's color commentary man, while Joey is out for a couple weeks. Joel, looking forward to calling tonight's game with you. Appreciate it.
Cousin Chris, it's a joy and an honor to share a football game, actually 2 football games with you these next 2 weeks in the booth. I'm not exactly Joey Dizzle. I know he'll be a little louder than I am, but hopefully I can give you a little credibility to this broadcast here, sir.
Well, regardless, it's going to be fun. But, Joel, you saw Lakota East a couple weeks ago when they took on Mason. The Thunderhawks come into this one at 3-2 overall, 2-1 in the Greater Miami Conference. East is no surprise when it comes to the fundamentals in an old-school style of football.
Yeah, Chris, they run the triple option, which is kind of an antique type of offense. It's very much like a shell game. You ever go to Great American Ballpark and you see the Skyline Chili 3-ways on the board, and which one does the baseball underneath? It's going to be the same thing tonight as far as you got the fullback dive, you got the quarterback sweeping around the outside, possible pitch man to the tailback, and Fairfield's defense, as well as us, we're all going to be playing the shell game all night tonight as Lakota East has the ball.
Well, on the Fairfield side of things, you're looking at a 5th-ranked Division I team right in front of us. They're sitting at 5-0 overall and 3-0 in the GMC. Indians coach Jason Krause has these guys hungry for life past the first round of playoffs, buddy.
Playoffs? You kidding me? Yeah, Fairfield may be ranked 5th in the state in one of those subjective polls that people, I guess, kind of vote on, kind of the beauty pageant type of stuff. What I'm more concerned with, of course, is the Harbin ratings, and of course I do that for our friends at MLH. And Fairfield right now is ranked 2nd in the Harbin ratings in Division I, Region 4, right behind St. Xavier, and there's a very large chasm behind 2 and 3. So it's going to be Fairfield and St. X for the next several weeks going down the stretch looking for that 1 seed.
Well, Joel, you're the mastermind when it comes to punching numbers and making sure that we're well-equipped from the reports end of things when it comes to playoff projections, and you're kind of our own little, our own little Harbin rankings there.
Well, as we get closer to Week 10, I feel kind of like Mel Kiper Jr. for the draft day. It's kind of my one special day, Week 10, as Joe Idle and I keep talking and figure out all these mathematical points and who's going to get in, who's going to get seated where. It's exciting stuff, man.
Well, we're going to let some things take its course. We're only in Week 6, and we've got a lot of stuff to play here with the next 4 weeks. So,
absolutely.
But before we get into some more stuff here at Fairfield Alumni Stadium, where it is Lakota East traveling down the road to take on the Fairfield Indians, we're going to hit up some of our sponsors. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors. Performance Soda, located on Route 4 in Fairfield. Never pay more when you shop Route 4 at Performance Soda. Our proud Performer of the Week sponsor. Matandy Steel and Metal Products, an official sponsor of Baden Athletics. Bird's Grill and Bar, our Fan of the Day sponsor. Rick's Tavern and Grill, who is partnered up as our Performer of the Week gift certificate sponsor. SuccessPhoto.com, providing professional images for your local high school athletes. SuccessPhoto.com.
Hey, this is Joey Vogt for The Report. One thing we strive to do here at The Report is recognize the local high school student athletes and their accomplishments to the best of our abilities, which is the reason why we partnered up with Performance Toyota and Rick's Tavern to crown a Performer of the Week. We choose a student athlete from each of our coverage area schools from any sports, and let family, friends, and your school vote in the report's Performer of the Week poll on our website. Tell us who you think should be in our Performer of the Week poll, and most importantly, enjoy the rest of the broadcast.
We thank you for listening to a live broadcast on the Butler County High School Sports Report's YouTube channel. We encourage you to check out our website at www.bchssreport.com for all your local prep sports results, stories, and student-athlete features. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Hey, this is Lakota East's Mark Rajewski, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to Fairfield Alumni Stadium, where we are inching closer to kickoff between Fairfield and Lakota East. Joel, we talked a little bit before. You saw East play. Rick Haynes and his squad squared off against Mason a couple weeks ago in the GMC opener. What could you expect from these Thunderhawks tonight?
Okay, the big thing, Chris, tonight is the ability to maintain control of the ball. With a triple option offense, you're looking to gain 3.5, 4 yards of play, whether that's a fullback dive, whether that's the quarterback keeping it. And the big thing that's going to favor Lakota East tonight, facing a bit of a talent gap possibly against Fairfield. Fairfield's really talented. Fairfield's good. Lakota East is going to want to go on a couple of those 10-minute drives. If you can get 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, and one thing I noticed from Coach Haynes, actually in the Mason game, he did not punt the ball until the 4th quarter of that game. They went for it on a 4th and 1 at their own 31-yard line in the first half of that ball game. Against a team as talented as Fairfield, Rick Haynes is going to want to keep his offense on the field, keep Jaton McClain on the sideline, and if they can take off 10 minutes on a drive in the first half, 10 more minutes off a drive in the second half, they can shorten this game and give themselves maximum chance to win.
Well, Joey and I saw Monroe up against Valley View, so you were looking at a powerful Valley View squad going up against Monroe's little, trying to find themselves. And what Monroe did the first drive of the game kind of reminded me of what Lakota East needs to do tonight, and that's expand their drive. Just make sure they're long ones. Hey, if you don't score, that's not the end of the world. But I tell you what, if Fairfield's going to get that ball back, they will probably not stop.
Well, if you are a team that is facing somebody that's super talented, would you have a better chance of winning a 1-inning baseball game or a 9-inning baseball game? Right. Would you have a better chance of winning a 5-minute basketball game or a 40-minute basketball game? The shorter you can make the game, and by running the ball through the triple option, that's going to absolutely be Lakota East's key. Make it as short of a game as possible.
The host Fairfield Indians, it's homecoming for the Tribe Country. They're pretty amped up. No one wants to lose on homecoming. The city is watching. There's nothing to hide about Fairfield, I tell you what. They're as dominant of a high school football team as you're going to see here in this area. Playmakers from Jaton McClain on offense, who is a Kentucky commit, to Phoenix Porter on defense, who is an Eastern Illinois commit. Exciting times here in Fairfield, Joel, huh?
This might be Coach Krause's most talented roster he's ever had. Fairfield is going to have playmakers all over the field, and as you say, Jaton McClain is going to be the engine that kicks everything else off. I've not seen him play in person, and I am super excited to get a look at him tonight. All I can think of, and if this is going to take you back about 15 years, there was a running back for Chaminade Julian named Javon Ringer, and they played Baden during Coach Worth's rookie year as Baden's head coach, and I was officially keeping stats for Baden at the time. Coach Worth, I gave him the stats after the game was over with. He asked me, how many yards did Ringer have? I said 285. I have never seen that man jump higher off the ground. He was so excited to hold him under 300.
Right.
Jaton McClain right now has 102 rushing attempts this season in his first 5 games, 871 yards. That means that if he gets 130 yards tonight, he's going to break 1,000 for the season, only 6 games in. This guy is lightning.
It's kind of going off what you talk about Javon Ringer, who went to Michigan State.
He did.
If you hold Jaton McClain to 130 yards, you're doing well.
You're doing pretty well. That's exactly right. I talked to Bob before the game, who's Fairfield's longtime statistician. He says one difference he's noticed in the play calling from Coach Krause this year is the fact that in previous years, with McClain even in the backfield, he'd feel this urge to still throw the ball a little bit, to keep a more balanced offense on 2nd and 4, 3rd and 3. And this year, he just seems to say, I've got McClain, you don't. I'm going to hand the ball off, even when you know we're going to run it. We're going to run it right at you and use our better player to our advantage.
Yeah, we're probably going to call his name, no doubt, numerous times tonight. We're going to talk about Sawai Ellis as well, the senior quarterback for Fairfield. Over on the Lakota East end of things, Mark Krajewski, he is a fantastic leader when it comes to regulating a game. Like you said, Joel, we're going to see 3 3 plays, basically. You're going to see a run up the middle, run to the outside, or run maybe barely outside the tackle.
Well, and it's really only one play with 3 options on it.
Right.
You know, the quarterback Kajewski is going to be making the play, the decision, as the game goes on.
All right, Joel, we're set to kick off here. Fairfield is wearing their white jerseys with, red jerseys with white pants, and we're off here. And that's going to hit the end zone, and we're going to call that 1st and 10 for Lakota East at the 20-yard line. Joel, what's your 3 keys of the game? Out of curiosity, what's the first 3 things that come to mind?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind for me, of course, is how long, time of possession-wise and number of play-wise, does Lakota East have the ball on offense? The second question is going to be, can Fairfield get McLean out in space where he can make guys miss? And then, of course, how long the game goes.
Right.
You know, how many possessions are in this game? Can Lakota East keep it close late?
Mark Kajewski barking out some signals here. Under center, we got 1 wide receiver spread out to the right, 3 in the backfield. In motion is number 20, Joshua Thornhill. And it's a pitch to him. He takes it to the right side. He gets a little bit of room there, and Joel, he gets himself a first down on the first play of the game.
Yes, tackle there by Brandon Weinberg there for Fairfield's defense, but easily picked up about 15 yards on the play. Looked like a very good fullback dive, and the quarterback pulled it and made the pitch out wide.
Well, we're going to see this play call on first down at the 33-yard line of Lakota East. If you're just tuning in, I'm Chris Vogt alongside Joel Sackenheim. He's going to take the duties over for Joey Vogt. We'll give him a break, I guess.
What's he got, a hot date tonight?
Right. Maybe. Could you see handoff up the middle, smothered Fairfield. A lot of pursuit up that middle right there, Joel.
Absolutely nothing there for Lakota East on the fullback dive. I've heard coaches describe how to stop the triple option, and they say if you can't stop the fullback dive, you got nothing else. So stop the first guy at the middle, and then trust your linebackers do their job playing assignment football on the outside beyond that.
Second and we'll call that 11 here at the 32-yard line of Lakota East.
Big crowd tonight on hand. You can hear them.
Fantastic homecoming crowd, as usual, that you would expect from the Fairfield contingent. Krajewski under center. Fake handoff. Here comes Krajewski. He takes it himself up the middle. He gets himself about 5 yards there, Joel.
Big hit by Nikel Bell, the linebacker there. Actually, they might have been even playing safety coming down into the box on the play there. Gave a nice little shoulder-to-shoulder hit there on the quarterback, Krajewski. 3rd down, Chris.
Yep. We're going to call this 3rd down and 5, Joel, at the 38-yard line of Lakota East. We're approaching the 10-minute mark of this first quarter.
Keep an eye on these 3rd downs and how long they are or short they are for Lakota East. You'll be able to tell how well they're hanging the game based on that.
Yeah, and the question is, are you going to see a pass it on one of these plays? Hand
Not
up
on
the
this
middle,
one.
And I tell you what, Joel, he got some push on up to the first down marker. Let's see what they're going to do. They may push it. They do.
They're going to get a very generous spot there for the official, who started inching a little more toward the left side of your internet radio dial there, as he gives them just enough yardage for the first down. They're not even going to need to measure.
Lakota East is moving from right to left on your internet radio dial.
That is correct, right to left.
Lakota East wearing their all-white uniforms, black socks with black numbers.
Fashion police.
Yeah, both teams wearing white helmets with their colored logos. Krajewski, same formation. In motion is number 20, and he gets the pitch. That is Joshua Thornhill to the right side. He got himself some room. Nobody's going to catch him. Yes, they do, down to the 10-yard line, Joel. That's going to be a pickup of about 50.
Antoine Hill had to run his tail off to be able to catch him from behind there. You were right. He was running to daylight there on that option toss. He had a beautiful seam there. The wide receiver and the tackle or tight end made a nice little seal block, just like you would see in an old Vince Lombardi film. It was gorgeous.
Joel, there was no secret in terms of what Lakota East was going to do, and they're running it to a masterful plan right now in this first drive.
Absolutely. This is exactly how Rick Haynes would have wanted this game to start off. We're about 2.5 minutes into this thing now.
First and goal for Lakota East. Krajewski under center at the 9-yard line. First and goal. They're going to give that ball up the middle, and he fumbles. Oh, it's in the end zone, and I think Fairfield recovered it. Wow!
Whistle is blown, and no points on that drive.
Joel, Fairfield's going to start this first possession for Fairfield at the 20-yard line after Lakota East was saying, this is going to be our homecoming.
Well, that was the fullback, Joshua Thornhill there, right up the gut, and he actually had room, it looked like. He got the play started at the 9-yard line. He got down to about the 2 or 3 yard line when the ball was punched loose from behind, and it was Antoine Hill in the end zone to pick up the ball. Ironically enough, the referees blew the whistle to call that a touchback. I don't think he was down. He might have been able to run that thing had he decided to try to.
Right.
But it plays dead with the whistle. 1st and 10, Fairfield at the 20-yard line.
Shotgun is Sawai Ellis. We're going to call his name quite often. Hand off to no another, Jaton McLean. Rumbling inside the hash marks there. He picks up about 3 there. We'll call that 3, Joel.
Pistol formation there for Fairfield. Had McLean actually right behind the quarterback, who was, of course, as you say, not under center there. They had trips receivers out to the right side of the formation there, but that was simply a handoff right up the gut. 5 yards?
Yeah, we'll call it 5, Joel. A little deceiving.
Close to it. 4.5.
We're sitting to the, I say to the left of the 40-yard line up here in the press box of Fairfield Alumni Stadium.
Jet sweep.
Yeah, jet sweep. The handoff number 16. That is Marquise Jones. He gets himself, I'd say maybe, that's a loss of 2, Joel.
Troy Reisner was the linebacker. Got in, beat his man on the offensive line. He was 3 yards into the backfield there, ready to make contact with the running back.
We're going to call this play 3rd and 8 at their own 24-yard line. We'll say 22, Joel.
4 wide receivers in the formation here, Chris.
Yeah, 3 to the right, 1 to the left, and we're going to the left side. That's number 21. Deshaun Simpkins gets that pass from Sawai Ellis, and we're going to bring up a 4th down and 2 at the 28-yard line. Joel, let's see what Krause does on this opening possession. It looks like
I would think he's got a punt, right?
Absolutely.
They're at their own 28-yard line here. It looks like it's going to be Corey Dick back to return for Lakota East. He did not get a chance to return the opening kickoff. It was a touchback. He's going to get a chance to get his hands on the ball here.
Corey Dick had a fantastic game last week. I think he rushed for himself for over 120 yards, and he had a touchdown.
Close loss to Princeton last week.
Right, 28-24. And Elgin Phillips gets that punt off, and a fair catch by Dick.
Good punt.
Yeah, fantastic punch. He calls that fair catch at their own 28-yard line. That's where Lakota East is going to start. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
We thank you for listening to a live broadcast on the Butler County High School Sports Report's YouTube channel. We encourage you to check out our website at www.bchssreport.com for all your local prep sports results, stories, and student-athlete features. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Hey, this is Fairfield's Jaton McLean, and you're listening to Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
All right, welcome back to Fairfield Alumni Stadium, where Lakota East is going to take this second drive of the game from their own 28-yard line, and a pitch left to number 20, Joshua Thornhill. And Joel, he gets himself, I will call that 4 yards on that first play of the second drive for Lakota East.
No option on that play. That was a straight toss sweep with the wide back coming around to the left side. Keep an eye on the clock. Well, you guys can't because you're listening on the internet radio, but it's 7.5 left in the first quarter. If this drive goes the way Coach Haynes wants it to go, it'll be 0-0 at the end of the first with them in the red zone holding on to the ball still.
Right. Well, I don't know if Lakota East is used to breaking off extremely long runs like that, but I tell you what, they had themselves in good position before fumbling that ball away. Fake handoff. Here comes the keeper by number 12, Krajewski, and he's getting close to the first down marker at the 38-yard line, but I think he's pretty short there, John.
About a half yard. And really, when your goal is to try to kill the clock as you're moving the ball, 3rd and 1 is actually your best friend.
Right.
Because every time you're tackled in bounds, short of a first down, the clock is going to run. You're going to have 40 seconds taken off the play clock. That's 40 less seconds that McLean can have the ball on Fairfield's offensive end.
3rd and 1 at their own 38-yard line is Lakota East. Just under 7 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Krajewski, we got 3-man backfield. Handoff up the middle to number 4, Corey Dick, and he gets himself a first down at the 40-yard line.
Beautifully executed. They had the wishbone formation there with the fullback a little bit ahead of the 2 tailbacks. They handed off to the left tailback, Dick, there, right around the right guard for the first down, about 3-yard pickup.
Keep an eye on number 17, Phoenix Porter, because I know for the Fairfield Indians, like we said before, the Eastern Illinois commit, he's going to be the one that's going to probably clog up some of that Lakota East runs up the middle in terms of his linebacker prowess.
Yeah, he's the middle linebacker there. His first job is going to be stopping with the fullback. We have a timeout taken by Lakota East, it looks like.
Yeah, we're going to take a timeout ourselves. It's 0-0 here in the first quarter. 6:09 left in this opening quarter. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors. Performance Soda, located on Route 4 in Fairfield. Never pay more when you shop Route 4 at Performance Soda. Our proud Performer of the Week sponsor. Matandy Steel and Metal Products, an official sponsor of Baden Athletics. Bird's Grill and Bar, our Fan of the Day sponsor. Rick's Tavern and Grill, who is partnered up as our Performer of the Week gift certificate sponsor. SuccessPhoto.com, providing professional images for your local high school athletes. SuccessPhoto.com.
Hey, this is Lakota East's Mark Rajewski, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to Fairfield Alumni Stadium. Lakota's second possession of the game. They're at their own 40-yard line, 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle, and I think we're looking at Corey Dick up the middle.
Forward progress gets him a yard, Chris.
Yeah, that brings the ball to the 41-yard line of Lakota East. Joel, we were talking off the break. You're right. Lakota East starting this game the way they want to.
If Coach Haynes, if you were to ask him to draw or design your absolute perfect start to a game, this would be exactly to the letter of the novel, with the exception of the fumble in the red zone. They'd love to be up 7-0 right now, of course, after the first drive, but this is exactly what Lakota East wants.
Wishbone backfield, one wide receiver out to the left. Fake handoff. Krajewski's going to pass for the first time. And that pass is intended for number 20, Joshua Thornhill. A little flat pass, maybe a 5-yard flat pass, and that was off his fingertips, incomplete.
And look who made the hit at the end. There's your guy, Phoenix Porter there, Chris.
He'll be around.
That was actually catchable ball.
It was. I'll say it was. It kind of had him turned around a little bit, but...
It was a little awkward.
But Fairfield wasn't ready for that pass play.
That's right. Well, play action can be very effective when you're running triple option all game long. You're only going to throw it a handful of times.
Right. Yeah, if you look at Krajewski's stats, in terms of the passing end of things, there's not a lot of numbers there.
3rd and 9, advantage Fairfield.
Krajewski back to pass again. Kind of rolls out to the left side. He's going to throw this ball away, Joel. I think that's a good move by him.
Absolutely. Live to fight another down. They're going to get the punter on the field. Triple option offenses can be great, but they are not built for 3rd and 9.
Well, it's going to bring up a 4th down situation, 4th and 9. Lakota East at their own 41-yard line with 5:19 left in this first quarter. We're going to look at number 4 and number 19 back to return for Fairfield. That's Phil Thomas and Jaden Mays. Jaden Mays does a lot of work in terms of the receiving end of things when Sawai Ellis connects with him, and that's a
shank,
awful punt.
Good roll.
Yeah, a little bit of a roll there. We're going to down that ball at the 33-yard line. Joel, we're going to let them set up for this next drive. That's where Fairfield's going to start at their own 33-yard line. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
Hey, this is Joey Vogt for The Report. One thing we strive to do here at The Report is recognize the local high school student athletes and their accomplishments to the best of our abilities, which is the reason why we partnered up with Performance Toyota.
Hey, this is Lakota East's Mark Rajewski, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Radio Network.
All right, Fairfield starting this drive at their own 34-yard line. Handoff to number 19. That's Jaden Hayes. Kind of a sweep to the left. Try to get us outside. You know, that's one of those plays where if you're a coach, turn it up. Turn it up. But I don't think there was anything there.
Well, Josh Jones was the defensive back. He read the jet sweep right away, got into the backfield, and there was, as you say, absolutely no room whatsoever for Mays to go on that. Nowhere to turn it up at all. Great play by the defense.
That's a loss of 1, Joel, and we're going to send that back to the 33-yard line where Fairfield's going to have this 2nd and 11 opportunity. Pistol formation, handoff to Jaton McClain up the middle, and nothing going there.
East was ready for him.
Well, I'm pretty sure if you're Fairfield, set up that middle, and then you've got this 3rd and 11. I think Jaton McClain is, like we talked with Jason Krause after the Hamilton High game, he said, well, when Jaton McClain can go from 0 to 60 miles an hour and score on 3rd and 33, that's something good to have in your back pocket.
You got to get him out in open space, and that is one thing Lakota East's defense has not let them do so far tonight.
The 3rd and 9 at the 35-yard line. Just under 4 minutes left to play in this first quarter. Pistol formation, 3 wide outs to the left for Fairfield.
Draw
to Jaton McClain. He breaks up the middle, and he got himself. There it is. Breaks a couple tackles, and he's off to the races to the left side. 10-5. Touchdown, Fairfield.
They
gave it to him.
He's in.
Well, it was that 3rd and 9 play. Coach Krause will make the same exact call. He'll say, well, it's pretty nice when you got Tom McLean on 3rd and 9 making a play like that.
I believe your brother Matt used to call that the give-up play, sitting at B-dubs, watching a draw play on 3rd and long. But when Tom McLean is your running back, any play's got a shot to break it loose. They certainly spread out the defensive backs. It was Rodney Heath that had a chance to tackle him at the goal line, but he couldn't quite get the angle on that.
Yeah, I thought they were going to try and pin him out at the 1-yard line, but they gave it to him.
Referees conferred. Yep.
Crossed the pylon on that dive. Extra point for Fairfield here. Snap, hold, kick is up, and looks good, Joel. Got the confirmation, it's good. Fairfield strikes first, 7-0 with 3:35 left to play. We're going to take this into the next possession for Lakota East. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
We thank you for listening to a live broadcast on the Butler County High School Sports Report's YouTube channel. We encourage you to check out our website at www.bchssreport.com for all your local prep sports results, stories, and student-athlete features. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Hey, this is Fairfield's Tom McLean, and you're listening to Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
All right, back here at Fairfield Alumni Stadium, where it is Fairfield striking first on none other than a Jatom McLean. I believe that was a 55-yard scamper. I don't know, we had that logged down.
Oh, it was longer than that. It was about 65 or so.
65-yard scamper. That was at the 35-yard line.
Couple of the teams going up 7-0. Elder leads St. X 7-0 with an opening drive touchdown for the Panthers. And Baden up 7-0 over Alter tonight.
Well, there we go. That's our first look into our scoreboard for this evening. And that kick goes into the end zone. We're going to give Lakota East this third possession of the game for Lakota East, starting at the 20-yard line. Not often you see 3 possessions in one quarter if you're Lakota East.
Well, it's interesting because Lakota East could lose this game and still win time of possession, just based on style of play. Fairfield is a big play, quick strike type of offense. We got a flag on the field right now here, Chris. The referees are conferring and talking a little bit. This may not start at the 20 here. Looks like they're going to mark this back at the 10, half the distance to the goal. Lakota East with a penalty on the return.
Well, it gives Lakota East more
yardage to work with?
more room to run the triple option.
They got to get it out of the shadow of their own goal line first. That's McLean's 11th touchdown this year, by the way. That's stat courtesy Tom Snape.
Good call. Tom Snape, he is here with us as well. We'll join him at halftime.
That's right. Professor Snape.
Krajewski pitch right to number 20.
Oh, big hit. Big hit.
Yeah, that run was a sweep to the right side and nothing going there, Joel.
Absolutely not. I mean, that was the whole right side of the left side of the defensive line facing the right side of the offensive line, won their battle against their man, caved that thing in. You get about a half yard at best there on that run.
Reaching the 3-minute mark of this first quarter, Lakota East at their own 10-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Krajewski doing a little bit of barking to his players. In motion to the backfield. Looks like Krajewski's going to toss it over to the left side.
Kenrich.
And he rumbles his way to the 27-yard line for a first down.
Fairfield's defender there, number 58. Got kind of bowled over there. That's Brandon Weinberg. Did make the tackle on the play, so do credit him. That was not an easy tackle. Kenrick is a big boy coming at him. And he had a huge game against Mason when I saw him.
You called his name quite often, didn't you?
Oh, my gosh. Kenrick was good.
One wide receiver split out right for Lakota East. First down and 10 at the 25-yard line. 2:25 to left in this first quarter. Krajewski under center. Here comes Krajewski, tosses it to the right side to number 20. And good pursuit from Fairfield, Joel. Fairfield's going to try and catch on to this scheme that we know Lakota East is going to do.
I want to give credit to Nikel Bell, number 33 for Fairfield there. He did not get credited with the tackle, but he was the one that basically killed the edge on that play, refused to let the running back Thornhill get to the outside of him, made him cut it back up into the help of the defenders.
Just playing CYO football growing up, I know that was one of the biggest things that, and God love him, Coach Cox would always tell us.
Billy Cox or Danny Cox?
Billy,
L.A.
Hey, always turn up. Do not let them get outside. You always want to have that help.
Little handoff.
Handoff to Thornhill to the right side again. And he gets himself, I'd say we'll call that 3 yards, Joel. Actually, that's nothing right there.
No, he got a few. He got a few. D'Lo McIntosh on the stop there. It's going to be 3rd and about 8, which is, again, where Fairfield, maybe 3rd and 7, where Fairfield's going to want it. I mean, they can force Lakota East to have to throw the ball and put them into predictable passing situations, advantage Fairfield defense.
Krajewski had to roll out to the left side on both of his passing attempts that were thrown away. Well, one was thrown away and the other one actually hit the fingertips. Here comes Krajewski rolling to the left again. Had a receiver in the middle there, but off the mark. That was intended for number 14, Jack Hartman. There's a flag on the play, Joel.
Flag thrown by the umpire. The middle play is going to call a personal foul shot block against Lakota East here. I'll bet you Fairfield declines this penalty and takes 4th down and a punt. Here's the referee's signal, and yes, it is indeed a chop block.
Joel, my wife, if I'm watching football, I scream at the TV, and I'm like, yeah, I called that play while the play was happening, that penalty. She'd be like, how do you see that? I don't know.
Look at the ref.
It's one of those things. Well, we're looking at the play.
Yeah.
We're calling the play before it even happens.
Exactly. They did decline the penalty, so it's going to be 4th down here for the Thunderhawks. Fairfield's getting the ball back.
Elgin Phillips back to punt for Lakota East. Mays back to return. And that's going to hit before it gets to number 19, Jaden Hayes. And Lakota East downs it. Fairfield's going to start this possession at their own 43-yard line.
Still first quarter.
Yeah, 46 ticks left to go in this one. Fairfield's up on top, 7-0. Joel's homecoming court. Natalie Johnson, Michael Albright, Brooke Waters, Brennan Carmichael, Anaya Tivis, Reese Brown, Christina White, Cody Hawkins, Sydney Woods, and Cameron Morrell. We want to congratulate them making homecoming court. We will have the announcement at halftime on who will be crowned.
Always exciting when you're in high school to be nominated for that. I believe your brother was the prom king of Baden High School in, was it 02, I believe it was.
You're correct, Joel. He was also, he hit the doubleheader. It was a prom king, and he hit Snowflake King for the Christmas Day.
Oh my goodness, and they didn't have a homecoming king at Baden back in those days, so he got everything there was to earn there.
Handoff up the middle with the pistol is Jaton McLean. He gets himself nada.
Lakota East defensive line, they are absolutely up to the challenge so far against Fairfield's offensive line. Stopping them stone cold on those inner runs. It really took a draw play where Fairfield had to spread them out on a predictable passing situation to be able to break McLean loose out into space.
We just got a notification from Talawanda Athletic Director Wes Cole. It is 7-7 in the first quarter.
That's a big game for Talawanda. Those are playoff points they could desperately use.
Tossing over to 19, Jaden Hayes, and he gets himself. Joel, we see some
laundry on the
field. Jaden Hayes takes that. Jaden Mays takes that for about a 10-yard gain, but
holding on the offense. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul there, Chris. They're going to be able to keep the down at least. So it's going to be 2nd and 20 now for Fairfield, whose offense is at least better equipped to handle this situation than Lakota East. So give them that much. Possible draw play or screen play to McLean here to see if you can make it 3rd and manageable. What do you think?
Who knows with Fairfield's offense there, Joel?
Well, we're not going to find out yet because we're going to end the first quarter first.
We're going to head on into the next 12 minutes of this Fairfield Lakota East Greater Miami Conference contest. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report. Stay right with us.
Hey, this is Joey Vogt for The Report. One thing we strive to do here at The Report is recognize the local high school student athletes and their accomplishments to the best of our abilities, which is the reason why we partnered up with Performance Toyota and Rick's Tavern to crown a Performer of the Week. We choose a student athlete from each of our coverage area schools from any sports and let family, friends, and your school vote in the Report's Performer of the Week poll on our website. Tell us who you think should be in our Performer of the Week poll. And most importantly, enjoy the rest of the broadcast.
Hey, this is Fairfield High's Phoenix Porter, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
Welcome back to Fairfield Alumni Stadium, where it is Fairfield up on top of Lakota East 7-0. The next 12 minutes, the second chapter of this Greater Miami Conference contest. It's homecoming for Fairfield, so you know that the crowd is amped up.
Bring on Act 2, Chris Vogt. Bring on Act 2. They say styles make fights, and these two teams definitely have different styles.
I'm so happy to see this on our Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network schedule. 5 wide receivers for Fairfield. Toss over to Jaden Mays, and he gets himself, we'll call that 4 yards.
That's going to be Lakota East ball. They threw a beanbag. They're going to call a fumble on the play. Recovery by number 3, Jordell Smith. Lakota East is in business, Chris.
Wow. So Mays, I guess, going down, might have had that stripped from him.
Well, he was going down. The ball did pop loose. It was hard to see. The referees are talking and discussing amongst each other. But the line judge on Fairfield's sideline threw a blue beanbag on the field, which is your first giveaway that you see that a referee saw a change of possession or a possible change of possession on the play.
There's no replay here in the collegiate or the high school level. So
absolutely not. It's Lakota East ball 29 yards away. Coach Haynes, you're in business.
There it is. I'd imagine we're going to see Krajewski under center here. Starting at the 29-yard line, 11:53 left to go in the second quarter, 7-0 Fairfield. Handoff up the middle, great pursuit by Fairfield inside the tackles. That's going to go for a 1-yard gain.
Let's go with Brandon Smith and Antoine Hill on the tackle there, the nose guard and the defensive end, and a 3-4 defense there for Fairfield. Brutal. I mean, they just absolutely devastated them at the line of scrimmage. No gain.
Yeah, Joel, I think you called it. If you're Lakota East coach Rick Haynes, this style of offense is exactly what you want to have in such a short span to get to that end zone.
This possession has been gift wrapped to you. You got to take advantage of it.
Krajewski under center, man in motion to left. He gets the pitch. And he
fell.
Foot.
Credit the tackle to the turf monster on the 33-yard line there, Chris.
Yeah, that was Connor Bryant taking a pitch from Krajewski, and he gets.
Kenrich, actually.
Oh, it's Kenrich.
Charlie Kenrich, yep.
A -4 on that run there, Joel.
Ouch. He had a little more room to run there. I don't know that he would have punched it all the way for a first down, but he certainly has got to be hitting the turf after he fell down himself and thinking, man, that was a missed opportunity. 3rd and long for Lakota East. They're playing Hell's Bells.
There it is. That means you need the tribe over there in the student section needs to get amped up.
Coach Haynes finds a way to stop Hell's Bells. Going to take a timeout here.
Yeah, that's a good timeout. I think that's a good timeout. You've got what? You've got 2 to burn here in the second quarter, so why not use it? We're going to step aside. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors. Performance Soda, located on Route 4 in Fairfield. Never pay more when you shop Route 4 at Performance Soda. Our proud Performer of the Week sponsor. Matandy Steel and Metal Products, an official sponsor of Baden Athletics. Bird's Grill and Bar, our Fan of the Day sponsor. Rick's Tavern and Grill, who is partnered up as our Performer of the Week gift certificate sponsor. SuccessPhoto.com, providing professional images for your local high school athletes. SuccessPhoto.com.
Hey, this is Lakota East's Mark Krajewski, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to Fairfield Alumni Stadium. It's 3rd down and 13. Krajewski backs the pass. Got to the left side. He's got a man open. That's number 20.
Thornhill.
He gets it down to the inside the 5-yard line, Joel. What a beautiful play call. Thornhill, nobody was next to him on that slant pass.
I got to admit, I'm a little surprised there on 3rd and 13. I thought they would take 2 chances to try to pick that up. But they rolled out on the bootleg to the right side, split Thornhill out of the backfield into the right flat. He got past his man on defense. They floated it over the top, made a nice catch, took it all the way down to the 3-yard line, and 1st and goal for the Thunderhawks.
Joel, you've got 4 opportunities. If you're Lakota East, you're not going to kick the field goal if you're down there.
You need to score touchdowns. Fullback dive up the middle.
Are they going to give it to him, Joel?
He's pushing the pile. Referee's going to mark him just short. About the half-yard line.
I thought there was enough momentum for him to get in there, but Fairfield said, nuh-uh.
From up here, it certainly looked like he would have fallen in the end zone. I can agree with you on that, Chris. The linesman down there was pretty adamant. He came right on in there and marked him a half yard short.
It's also all about momentum and your, whether or not you break the plane. If your momentum.
That's correct. Lakota East offensive line helped try to push him in, but Fairfield's defensive line kind of kept forward progress stop.
Keep it.
Oh, there it is.
Touchdown.
There it is.
With the 1 yard plunge, they're going to call that a.
They should call it a touchdown. We're waiting to see the fish. There it is.
Oh, the suspense, Joel. Lakota East punches it in. We're looking at 7-6. Haynes and Company in business.
Points off turnovers. That's what they say. You give them a 29-yard field, that's going to get your offense clicking a little bit.
Krajewski with a 1 yard plunge for Lakota East. 9:26 left in this second quarter. You know what, Joel? Here's where you start saying big extra points. I mean, this is.
Oh yeah.
Hey, stay toe to toe. You got
absolutely.
You got to convert these.
Well, they had trouble lining up. They're flipping somebody on the field. They only had 10 guys out there, but now they got 11, so they're ready to kick it.
Extra point. Low liner. And he got it.
Slipped it through just barely, Gavin Myers.
I think that would have hit the one hole on a soccer goal.
He was aiming for somebody in that student section back there.
Well, we're moving at 7-7 here. 9:26 left to play in this second quarter. And Lakota East grabbing a little bit of momentum themselves after a turnover, like you said, Joel. We're going to take a quick break before this kickoff. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
Hey, this is Joey Vogt for The Report. One thing we strive to do here at The Report is recognize the local high school student athletes and their accomplishments to the best of our abilities, which is the reason why we partnered up with Performance Toyota and Rick's Tavern to crown a Performer of the Week. We choose a student athlete from each of our coverage area schools from any sports.
Hey, this is Fairfield High's Phoenix Porter, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
All right, Lakota East knocks on the door and goes through it.
Yes, they do.
7-7, 9:26 left to go in this second quarter.
Chris, if it weren't for that fumble, they could be leading this game right now.
You're right. That red zone fumble put Lakota East in a bind, but Fairfield said, here, have it back.
Yeah, they gave him a gift. Couple of GMC scores here for you, Chris, real quickly. Hamilton has taken a 14-0 lead on Mason. Colerain and Sycamore are tied scoreless at the end of one.
Joel got a note from A.J. Fulham, our photographer from Success Photography. 8-7 CCPA over New Miami.
Oh, man. Kickoff went out of bounds there. It's going to be a nice little field position advantage for Fairfield after this penalty. Kind of poor kickoff. It went out of bounds around the 15-yard line. Wasn't even close to really being a touchback or anything like that.
Well, Joel, I mean, here's the thing. Keep that in bounds. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, a 35-yard line to give Fairfield the opportunity to start this drive of their own, grant you.
Yep. Well, 35 is better than the 40 in the NFL, but still, I'm with you. Keep it in bounds.
I don't know if you're Fairfield, you wouldn't don't get them the ball anywhere on the field.
Hey, my Carolina Panthers lost the Super Bowl in that play. Kicking the ball out of bounds to the Patriots, it doesn't work.
Mays in motion. Handoff to Tom McLean up the middle. Smothered.
Oh, he stopped.
Hawks defense is smelling a little bit of McLean there.
Give credit to Jordell Smith and to Michael Howard for both being deep in the backfield on that handoff. 2nd and 11 coming up for the Indians.
I'm wondering if you're going to see a lot more of Sawai Ellis. I'm thinking you're going to see a lot more of Sawai Ellis, not for the fact that Jaton McLean hasn't been able to do what he's wanted to do. Obviously, he's gotten his long run there with that touchdown, but Sawai Ellis, definitely a passer. Handoff, Jaton McLean to the right side. He's weaving and dodging, gets himself a quiet 10 yards.
Very easy draw play up the middle. I'm kind of wondering if we're going to see more spread offense draw play coming from Fairfield. They seem to have more success freeing up McLean, getting him some more running lanes if they can get more receivers out wide and stretch Lakota East defense out a little bit.
You're not only going to try and stretch Lakota East, but you're also seeing a hurry-up offense.
Wow.
That's going to be a QB keeper by Sawai Ellis, and he gets himself a first down. That's a good call. Well, Lakota East saying that they got a fumble underneath that pile there, but I don't think they're going to let that slide.
Referees pointing first down Fairfield. No beanbag on the field. Going to move the chains there, Chris.
Talawanda tied up at the end of the first quarter against Harrison, 7-7.
Baden leads Alter 7-0 at the end of one. And here's a surprising score. I know a lot of the local people don't understand this one. Elida, who's 0-5, 7-7 tie at the end of the first quarter against Wapakoneta, who's number 1 in Baden and Ross's region.
I was going to say, what does that mean?
What does that mean? Exactly. Western Buckeye League, that would be a huge upset if Elida can hold on. It's very early still in that game.
Handoff, Jatan McLean to the left side. Around the tackles, he gets past the 50-yard marker and into Lakota East territory to the 49.
Michael Howard actually chased him down from behind a little bit. We're going to have a referee's timeout on the field here.
Got him down?
It looks like it is Howard that is down. He did catch McLean from behind and a little slow to get up, but now he's getting up and kind of somewhat gingerly but somewhat normally walking off the field here.
Just judging by that tackle, if you're tackling Jatan McLean from the backside, it probably was a cleat in his stomach or something, or leg.
It could very well be. It's not easy to catch that man from behind.
Right.
Good pursuit there by Howard on that play.
2nd down and 5 at the Lakota East.
Still referee's timeout. We're going to reset the play clock here for us, Chris.
Two wide receivers spread out to the right. Pistol formation is Fairfield. Jatan McLean slightly behind Swy Ellis. Handoff up the middle. Jatan McLean gets himself a first down. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. Brings that ball to the 43-yard line. Push the chains, Joel.
He was met by Troy Reisner, the linebacker, about 3 yards short of the line to gain, and then just drove his feet and drove Reisner right through his chest for about 4 more yards to pick up that first down. Wonderful, wonderful effort by McLean on that run. They're across midfield now.
Joel, we're looking at an offense where Fairfield's trying to do a little bit of ball control and a little bit of time possession.
You know, do whatever works. The more you have the ball, the less their offense does. 3 wide receivers in this formation now.
Swillos tosses it to the left side, number 21. That ball's going to be down at the 35-yard line. That's a 8-yard gain.
Deshaun Simpkins on the catch there, tackled by Josh Jones. 2nd and short here. Scoreboard update from Coomler Field at the end of the first quarter. It looks like Edgewood is leading Ross 7-0. That would be a bit of a surprise.
Wow. You know what's funny is that last year it was Ross
the other way around,
surprising Edgewood. Now it's like, oh, well, if Edgewood beats Ross, it's a surprise of its own.
Well, I'll tell you who that really helps out if it holds up is Baden.
Right. I mean, you're looking at possibly the way it's panned out, 4 and 5, Baden 4, Ross 5. I mean,
they're right there. We got a timeout on the field. It's called by Fairfield.
Well, that's going to give us a timeout of our own. We're going to catch our breath. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network. 7-7, 6:17 left in this second quarter.
Hey, this is Joey Vogt for The Report. One thing we strive to do here at The Report is recognize the local high school student athletes and their accomplishments to the best of our abilities, which is the reason why we partnered up with Performance Toyota and Rick's Tavern to crown a Performer of the Week. We choose a student athlete from each of our coverage area schools from any sports and let family, friends, and your school vote in the Report's Performer of the Week poll on our website. Tell us who you think should be in our Performer of the Week poll, and most importantly, enjoy the rest of the broadcast.
Hey, this is Lakota East's Mark Krajewski, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Radio Network.
All right, 2nd down and 2 at the 34-yard line of Lakota East. Fairfield is driving trying to get some momentum back of their own after Lakota East just punched it in. 3 wide out to the left. Jatan McLean motion to the right. So Swy Ellis is going to keep it himself, and he gets himself a first down with the QB keeper up the middle. Brings that ball close to the 30-yard line.
I can't tell, Chris, if that was the design quarterback keeper or if that was a read option, one of those new college type of plays. You had McLean coming from the wide receiver position on the slot on the left side across the formation.
Well, if you're seeing Jatan McLean split out to the outside, you probably got 2 people running after him.
No doubt, no doubt.
So that left some room for Swy Ellis to make that call to run at the middle.
Another injury as Justin Katona comes off for Lakota East, and now the timeout on the field is back into motion. The clock is running, and we're under 6 minutes left to go in a tie ball game.
3 wide receivers out to the left. Pistol formation once again for Fairfield. Jatan McLean slightly behind and to the right of Sawai Ellis. Handoffs. Jaton McLean to the left side, and he's smothered up. We're going to probably give him about 3 yards on that play.
Good pursuit by Lakota East defense. Jordell Smith is the first one there amongst many Thunderhawks to make that tackle for minimal gain.
Tonight, around the county, Princeton at Middletown, Hamilton at Mason, Madison at Dixie.
That was last night.
Which was last night. And
big win for Madison.
Madison needed that win. I'm telling you what, Madison's had a little bit of the injury bug, but they're bouncing back. Lakota West at Oak Hill, Sycamore at Coleraine, Ross at Edgewood, Monroe at Eaton, Alter and Baden, CCPA, New Miami, Talawanda at Harrison. Sawai Ellis with a pass up the middle.
Boom!
Wow.
Big hit.
Yeah, we had Jordan May streaking down the middle, and safety was at number 4.
Corey Dick.
Corey Dick.
Absolutely walloped him from the free safety position.
You know, I think he got away with a little bit of high hit on that just because I think he was trying to go after the ball.
The interesting thing is, I'm not going to pretend I'm an expert in the high school rule book. It definitely did not look like helmet-to-helmet contact. It looked like shoulder to upper body.
Right.
Dislodged receiver from ball. That's still one of the ones in the NFL you look at, and you still see the flag thrown for too good of a play on the defense there. Old school hit by the free safety. Beautiful play by Corey Dick.
5 receivers for Fairfield. Nobody protecting Sawai Ellis.
Oh, boy.
Blitz, takes it up the middle, eludes a tackler, and rolls right through some Lakota East defenders and gets himself a first down to the 10-yard line.
That play was doomed from the start. 2 Lakota East defensive linemen were in the backfield essentially at the snap of the football. Fancy footwork by Sawai Ellis to sidestep them, and the fact that they had 5 wide receivers made it only a 6-man box to run against with 2 guys already beaten. Fortunate break for Fairfield and wonderful athletic play by Ellis. First and goal.
I just see that number 1 over across the field, so they did pull the chains off this one. Oh, crunch! Handoff to the left side, and nothing going there for number 16, Marquise Jones.
Troy Reisner made that big stick, Chris.
Yeah,
he's been everywhere on defense there for the Thunderhawks.
Brings up a second down and goal at the 10-yard line for Fairfield. We're reaching the 4-minute mark of this fantastic GMC matchup between Lakota.
Let's throw a bone to Marty Brenham and call it a Titanic struggle, shall we, Chris?
Hey, just because there are 2 turnovers, that you know. I tell you what, though, I always like seeing good games.
End zone.
End zone, left side in the corner, incomplete. I see the ball on the ground, Joel. That pass, looking for
21.
Yeah, number 21 over there. Sawai Ellis had that. I think he had that corner call with number 21 from the get-go.
He ran from the slot, doing a fade to the deep corner, and that was number 82 on defense, Kyle Pop, who dislodged. They both met at the highest points, and had the defense not been in and get a hand on that play, that would have been a touchdown pass. But he got enough of the ball, tipped it loose as they both tumbled to the ground, and ball ended up tumbling out of the back of the end zone in nobody's possession on the play.
This brings up a 3rd down and 10 with 3:58 left to go in the second quarter. 7-7.
Timeout, Fairfield.
Joel, we're going to stay right here. We're going to talk. We're going to talk playoff implications. So
all right.
Go ahead and spew your knowledge with a little bit of what you know in terms of Butler County's finest.
Well, you had mentioned earlier in the previous segment that Ross and Baden were both tied at 4th, and throwing a 3rd team with that, a team that you never hear talked about in playoff possibilities, Big Red Hughes, who is surprisingly 4-1, having the best year they've had in a long time. All 3 of those teams are tied at 4th place coming into tonight's action, and that would have meant that a 3rd-level points tiebreaker would be applied to see who would play home. Possibility, of course, being Ross Baden meeting up in a 4-5 matchup. We're 5 weeks off still. We've got other results to go. If Baden can knock off Alter tonight, and they lead by 7 right now at the end of the first, that's 21.5 second-level points for Baden, and they're going to be in home game territory at that point in time. And you had mentioned Madison earlier. Madison's win over Dixie gives them 7 second-level points. They're going to bump up from 15th to 14th. They got a lot of work to do. It's going to be the Week 8 game against Northridge and the Week 10 game against Waynesville that are going to decide their fate.
Sawai Ellis looking for a pass. It was picked off, Joe, in the end zone by Lakota East, and he actually runs it out of the end zone. Hey, and he's met immediately at the 1-yard line. So
I believe that was Josh Jones that made the pick. He had a receiver open.
Right.
It was an out pattern going on the fade to the corner. He didn't put enough air underneath the ball. The linebacker, Jones, dropped back there to make the pick in the end zone about 4 or 5 yards deep, and as you say, he decided to run the ball out of the end zone, and shall we call that decision a little ill-advised?
Well, I'm looking at this play right here. Fairfield makes a mistake, and then, well, to Fairfield's benefit, Lakota East made a mistake off of that interception.
Well, you take a knee in the end zone, you get the ball to 20. You run it out of the end zone. It's now 1st and 10 on your own 1. 19 yards on that hidden yardage on the play.
All right, Joel, looks like there was a run up the middle. They're going to give them about 3 yards on that play. At this point, you want some breathing room.
Chris, I'll tell you what it does for you. When you start your drive on your own 1-yard line, that triple option becomes almost always fullback dive because it takes a lot of guts to tuck the ball and run around the outside and possibly even pitch it farther back in your own end zone. So everybody on Fairfield's defense can really key on that fullback dive. We got an Indian injured on the field there on the play at the end of that, and that's number 8, Omar Shtui.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and make sure he's okay. We're going to take a break while he's hobbling off the field. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
Hey, this is Joey Vogt for The Report. One thing we strive to do here at The Report is recognize the local high school student-athletes and their accomplishments to the best of our abilities, which is the reason why we partnered up with Performance Toyota and Rick's Tavern to crown a Performer of the Week. We choose a student-athlete from each of our coverage area schools from any sports and let family, friends, and your school vote in the Report's Performer of the Week poll on our website. Tell us who you think should be in our Performer of the Week poll.
Hey, this is Fairfield's Tom McClain, and you're listening to Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
Welcome back to Fairfield Alumni Stadium, where it is 2nd down and 8 for Lakota East. Hand off to the left side, and he's met with a plethora of Fairfield Indians.
It looks like we have another timeout on the field being called by Fairfield defensively. They're probably trying to salvage as much clock as they can.
Absolutely.
With 3:21 left to go here in the second quarter, and Lakota East pinned very far deep in their own end after that interception returned to their own 1.
Why not? You got one more timeout to spend here, assuming that Lakota East is going to force them to make that timeout. I don't know. I mean,
you might not even take it.
Right. 3 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Fairfield's way too much time for Fairfield.
If you don't take the timeout after the 3rd down play and you tackle them inbound short of the 1st down, you're going to end up with about 2.5 to 2:45 left to go on your offensive drive. The way Fairfield can strike, that should be plenty of time.
We're going to try and keep you up to date as much as we can around the action for Butler County High School football results. Joel's got his Twitter account handy.
Chris, I got an out-of-town score that nobody cares about, but they should. Kenton leads St. Mary's Memorial 14-7 right now. St. Mary's Memorial is right now 8th in Baden and Ross's region. Kenton is worth 21 second-level points. That's the equivalent of a Baden beating an Alter if you want a little bit of a
okay, yeah,
what that's like and what that's worth. So keep an eye on that score. Root for Kenton.
3rd and 8. Run to the outside in pursuit from Fairfield, but I think there's going to be either a horse collar or a face mask, Joel.
D'Lo McIntosh, if he could have just wrapped him up without touching the face mask, he'd have been set. But now Lakota East is going to get out of the shadow of their own goal line.
Hey, 3:15 left to go in this second quarter. Lakota East has life.
That's huge. I mean, that would have been a punt from the shadow of your own end zone, your own goalpost. It looks like it's only a 5-yard face mask, though. Incidental.
Well, then you're not looking at an automatic first down, so...
No automatic first down. Lakota East gets to keep the down, though. So it's going to be 3rd down and 5 on the play here. We'll see what happens. The clock runs, though. So what we were talking about earlier about Fairfield trying to get the ball back with 2:40, 2:30 left. Subtract 40 seconds off of that, possibly.
2 wide receivers split out to the right for Lakota East. Kajewski under center. I formation. Hand off to the left side, number 18, is
Kenrich.
There he is. We're going to call his name quite often if you want to see a little bit of rumbling, bumbling.
He's a stud. I'll tell you who he reminds me of at the high school level.
Mike Allstott.
Yes, that's exactly where I'm going with that. Mike Allstott. The big rumbling fullback that can scat a little bit.
You know, Joey and I kind of, we talked about how Lincoln Howe for Edgewood has that same kind of momentum, just bulldozing through some players.
Plunging forward, hard to tackle, shiftier than you think.
1st down and 10 at the own 19 for Lakota East. 1st down. Fake handoff. Krajewski tosses
Pitch.
to the right side. Here's a pitch to number 20 and out of bounds. I don't know if they're going to get that. That was a late hit.
They are.
Out of bounds, which I think it was warranted.
I'm actually gonna disagree with that call because I think he still had a foot in bounds when D'Lo McIntosh made the contact. It was kind of violent. It was kind of severe. Maybe a little dangerous, but he was in bounds when the contact was made.
Coach Krause is pointing down to the ground, and he's making the exact same argument that you just talked about.
Chalk flew up. Chalk flew up. He's not going to win that argument, unfortunately, for Fairfield.
If you're Krause, he just wants a simple explanation, right?
That's right. That's right. Where did the hit happen, right?
I want to thank you for tuning in to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network. You can log on to our website at bchssreport.com for scores, features, highlights, photos, all kinds of action from all 13 Butler County High Schools. Krajewski under center, first down and 10 at their own 38-yard line. Krajewski fake handoff, tosses it, has a nice. There's Henrich again. There he is. Henrich, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, catches the pass, and he's all the way down to the 20-yard line, Joel.
He caught it out of the backfield running a crossing route, made the catch on the play-action fake, broke one tackle that changed it from a 20-yard gain to about a 40-yard gain. Charlie Kenrich, man, hard to bring down. When he played against Mason, he had a one-handed catch in that game. And I remember writing about that in the article to you, and actually it showed up on Twitter, a wonderful one-handed catch that he made full extension. More athletic than you think.
Well, and we're going to keep calling him the All-Star.
The All-Star
of Butler County.
Charlie Kenrich.
One wide receiver spread out to the right side. Krajewski under center. 1:40 left to go in this first half, and I think we're going to get a little bit of a false start action there, Joel, on Lakota East.
It looks like the wide back on the left-hand side, I think that was Kenrich actually, flexed a little early there before the play. The man in motion was coming from left to right. It was the guy on the right side that made the flinch.
And that pushes Lakota East back to the Fairfield 25-yard line, knocking on the door again before the second quarter ends here. 1:30 left to go.
Yeah, clock is running also, so they're down below a minute and 30, and now the clock is interestingly jumping by 2 and 3 seconds in an interval and then pausing.
Right. Well, do you know if you're Lakota East, you just continue to play the way you've been playing, maybe set up a field goal and go into the half up?
Well, we'll see how they can do it. A field goal would not be a bad consolation prize. But remember, their extra point wasn't exactly a thing of beauty tonight either.
Krajewski takes a QB keeper up the middle on that option. Gets himself, we'll call that about a 12, 13-yard gain. That pushes the ball inside the 20-yard line to the 12.
East is out of timeouts. They're down below a minute as the clock drifts down below 50 seconds now. 2nd and 1. A first down will pause the clock to reset the chain so they can get that. Yeah,
Lakota East hurrying up to the line of scrimmage. They get a first down, Joe, with that handoff to the right of the tackles.
It's going to be 1st and goal, and they're going to hurry up to the line. They're going to try to because the clock is going to resume. There's no setting of the chains here, just the first down or the down marker. And now the clock runs.
Well, they need to get 10 yards here. This is 10 yards, goal to go here on the first down.
We're down to 30 seconds and counting here for Lakota East.
One wide receiver split out. In motion is Henrich. And Krajewski's going to keep it himself, and he's smothered. Gets himself about 2 yards, but Joel.
The scoreboard shows Lakota East out of timeouts, but it looks like the scoreboard is wrong because Rick Haynes just took one.
Fairfield took the time. That last timeout was from Fairfield, and I think they took it off.
And they took it off of East on the board?
Yep.
Okay. So it looks like that was probably Lakota East's last time out of the half, and that would explain why they called a running play there.
We're going to stay right here, Joel. We're going to hit up some scores from around the county. I know I'm going to cheat off of ScoreStream here. I know how sometimes it's a little frowned upon, but Baden is up on top of Alter, 14-0 in the second quarter.
That is fantastic for the Rams.
Harrison up on top of Talawanda, 13-7. Cincinnati College Prep, 16-13 over New Miami in the second quarter. Princeton on top of Middletown, 7-3. I tell you what, every time I keep an eye on Middletown, and Jacob Bingham, our writers, covered Middletown twice this year, they are in the first half of these games.
They're getting better.
Right. They're in the first half of these games. I think it's just keeping things going.
Well, the hard thing from a Harbin point standpoint is it's either a win or a loss. And whether you lose by 40 or whether you lose by 3, or whether you lose by 40 after being down by 3 at halftime, it's the same amount. You get no points for it.
Shotgun is Krajewski. He rolls to the right side. Nothing going. He's going to throw it out of the back of the end zone into the Tribe student section.
That's a really smart decision. And the student section loves it. somebody got a football.
I think they're going to try and keep it.
In the NFL, you can keep it. I don't know about high school football if they're going to make them throw it back there.
That's a homecoming present right there.
Oh, my gosh. Gift wrapped by the quarterback, Krajewski. And they're going to have 3rd down and 8 here with no timeouts in the same scenario where if nothing's open, he's going to need to throw it away quickly.
Well, Joel, there's a no-brainer here. You're not going to run this ball. You're going to pass it.
You can't take a sack, and you can't be tackled inbound short of the end zone. 2 absolute commandments of this play.
4 wide receivers, 3 spread to the right, 1 to the left is Lakota East. Krajewski tosses it to the lone man to the left side in the corner of the end zone, and that's out of the back of the end zone. And you know what? If you're Lakota East, that's okay.
Rick Haynes is fine with that. That's not a problem. We're down to 9 seconds left to go in the half. You're going to get your kicker, Gavin Myers, out here. He's a left footer, and he's going to have the 8 yards. He had 17 on for the snap and the distance. We're going to have about 25-yard attempts here, it looks like.
Yeah, he's 3 for 3 on field goals, 13 for 13 on extra points.
Wow.
That's the main one out there.
There you go. Hopefully he gets a little more height on this one than he did on his extra point.
Right, he hit the 1 hole on that soccer goal.
25-yard attempt from the left hash here for Myers.
Snap, it's doubled. And he's staying fire. Spread to the right side. Tosses it, and that pass is going to be incomplete, Joel. Doomed from the beginning.
No points on that drive after a bad snap. And somebody who's running the clock, apparently that whole kerfuffle took exactly 1 second. I have no idea how.
Well,
it won't matter. Fairfield's going to take a knee here and go in at the half.
We're going to have to go to some of our videographers over here, and we have to rewind.
Booth review to calculate the amount of time taken off the clock on the play.
Why not? I think they're going to actually drop 5 seconds down. I think they're signaling 5 seconds.
That snap landed about 2 yards in front of the holder, and there was no chance the holder had. Now they're going to run some time off the clock.
Yep, they took off
down to 3. Yep.
Wow, Joel, that's humongous. If you're not only just Lakota East and also if you're Fairfield, because if you're Rick Haynes, you want to go into the halftime on top.
You'd at least like to get the ball off on the field goal attempt. If he misses it, he misses it. But you'd like to get that ball in the air with a chance. Lakota East has played their hearts out. They're playing a team with a lot of talent, and it's still 7-7 at halftime. But yet, with the fumble going into the end zone, and then with the snafu on the snap there, they could be up by 10.
If you're Fairfield, you go into the half.
Boy!
Okay. If you're Swy Ellis, you get a bobble snap. Just kneel it.
Take a knee.
But here's the thing with Fairfield on that play, you've got Jaton McLean in the backfield. It's 1st and 10, 3 seconds left. You're at your own 8-yard line. They want to make a play. you know
what? You're going to have to call me a curmudgeon on this one. Even if it's McLean, the odds of something going against you, you're at your own 8-yard line.
Well, you know what?
And the snap was fumbled.
Okay, well,
the odds of something bad happening to you at your own 8 with 3 seconds, it's not good.
Well, so why else made us eat our words on that play? So he ended up grabbing that snap, taking a knee, and we're going to send that bad boy into the halftime break. 7-7 here at Fairfield Alumni Stadium. Fairfield and Lakota East in a good, wholesome Greater Miami Conference matchup here. Stay with us. We'll get some stats. We'll get some analysis from our man Tom Snape from WMOH. But stay right here. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors. Performance Soda, located on Route 4 in Fairfield. Never pay more when you shop Route 4 at Performance Soda. Our proud Performer of the Week sponsor. Matandy Steel and Metal Products, an official sponsor of Baden Athletics. Bird's Grill and Bar, our Fan of the Day sponsor. Rick's Tavern and Grill, who is partnered up as our Performer of the Week gift certificate sponsor. SuccessPhoto.com, providing professional images for your local high school athletes. SuccessPhoto.com.
Hey, this is Joey Vogt for The Report. One thing we strive to do here at The Report is recognize the local high school student athletes and their accomplishments to the best of our abilities, which is the reason why we partnered up with Performance Toyota and Rick's Tavern to crown a Performer of the Week. We choose a student athlete from each of our coverage area schools from any sports and let family, friends, and your school vote in the Report's Performer of the Week poll. on our website. Tell us who you think should be in our Performer of the Week poll, and most importantly, enjoy the rest of the broadcast.
We thank you for listening to a live broadcast on the Butler County High School Sports Report's YouTube channel. We encourage you to check out our website at www.bchssreport.com for all your local prep sports results, stories, and student-athlete features. Enjoy the rest of the game. We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors. Performance Soda, located on Route 4 in Fairfield. Never pay more when you shop Route 4 at Performance Soda. Our proud Performer of the Week sponsor. Matandy Steel and Metal Products, an official sponsor of Baden Athletics. Bird's Grill and Bar, our Fan of the Day sponsor. Rick's Tavern and Grill, who is partnered up as our Performer of the Week gift certificate sponsor. SuccessPhoto.com, providing professional images for your local high school athletes. SuccessPhoto.com.
Hey, this is Joey Vogt for The Report. One thing we strive to do here at The Report is recognize the local high school student athletes and their accomplishments to the best of our abilities, which is the reason why we partnered up with Performance Toyota and Rick's Tavern to crown a Performer of the Week. We choose a student athlete from each of our coverage area schools from any sports and let family, friends, and your school vote in the Report's Performer of the Week poll on our website. Tell us who you think should be in our Performer of the Week poll, and most importantly, enjoy the rest of the broadcast.
Hey, this is Lakota East's Mark Rajewski, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to Fairfield Alumni Stadium, where it is Fairfield knotted up against visiting Lakota East Thunderhawks, 7-7. Joel, kind of breaking down that first half. Plentiful mistakes that I feel would force this game to not be 7-7 at the moment.
Well, we had a couple red zone turnovers. We've had a botched snap on a field goal attempt. So Fairfield can probably claim they got about 7 points left on the field, and Lakota can feel like they got about 10 points left on the field in the 7-7 game.
Well, Joel, you've got the stats. What's going on with our stat of the day?
Well, McLean has 9 rushes for 93 yards.
But the longest one
and a touchdown.
Right?
But one of those rushes was for 65 yards. That means in the other 8 rushes, they've held him down and in check, which is goal number 1 if you're Lakota East defense. For the offense, Lakota has 25 rushes for 147 yards. So they're keeping the ball churning about 4 yards or so, maybe 5 yards per rushing attempt. That's going to be enough to keep them moving down the field, and as you've seen, they've had a lot more drives that have moved than 3 and outs.
Right, and from the defensive standpoint, we had an interception for, was it Lakota East that had an interception there in the end zone? I don't know if they ended up getting that on there, did they?
They have one interception return for 0 yards. That's not true. It's 1 yard, and it's one very bad yard.
Right.
Put them at their own 1 there. That was, I believe, Josh Jones that had the interception on the play, if my memory serves me correctly.
Well, we're going to get Tom Snape on the horn here from WMOH. We appreciate him coming on to join us. Joel, you do quite a bit of work for WMOH. I'm pretty certain, I don't know if they're missing you at another game tonight, but with you guys doubling up here with Tom and yourself here.
Well, Snape and I are almost never in the same place. Some people have been beginning to wonder if we're really the same person. Tonight is going to kind of prove that theory incorrect as he and I get to hang out a little here in the press box.
Well, we get to announce the homecoming court for Fairfield. It's Natalie Johnson, Michael Albright, Brooke Waters, Brendan Carmichael, Anaya Tivis, Reese Brown, Christina White, Cody Hawkins, Sydney Woods, and Cameron Morrell. We will find out who the homecoming winners are, who will be crowned king and queen. But right now we've got about 13 minutes and some change until this halftime will conclude at 7-7. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
We thank you for listening to a live broadcast on the Butler County High School Sports Report's YouTube channel. We encourage you to check out our website at www.bchssreport.com for all your local prep sports results, stories, and student-athlete features. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Never pay more when you shop Route 4. Performance Toyota.
This is Lakota East's Mark Rajewski, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network. I'm Chris Vogt alongside Joel Sackenheim. We are here at the half where it is Fairfield 7, Lakota East 7. We've got about roughly 10 minutes and some change before this third quarter gets kicked off. But I am joined, Joel and I myself are joined with Tom Snape, WMOH. Tom, it's always a treat having you at our games to where we can kind of, get a little bit of a mindset on what you saw as opposed to what we saw. But hey, 7-7. I don't know if you expected this at the gun.
Really, I didn't, Chris. I mean, I thought that Lakota East would be quite competitive in the first half, run that triple option, and they used that triple option on their first drive. However, the turnover, but they have been very effective using it. However, it's a case of missed opportunities for both ball clubs, with Lakota East losing a fumble and also Fairfield with their two turnovers via the interception and the fumble. So very much a case of missed opportunities for both ball clubs.
Right, well, and Joel and I were doing some number crunching there. You saw Jatah McLean's lone run of 65 yards, and you look at the number to the next to that, 93 yards. I mean, the other 8 runs from Jatah McLean are, minimal.
Yeah, pedestrian.
So, right, exactly. So props to Lakota East defense on that end.
Yeah, and that's the thing about, of course, everybody looks at the offenses here, but these are two really good defenses. I mean, they will punch you in the mouth night in and night out, and they're known for that. Jason Krause is known for having the teams with the gaudy offense, but they get it done defensively as well. That's why they are 5-0 on the season, 3-0 in the GMC, and year in and year out, Rick Haynes always has that competitive defense from Lakota East.
Right. Prior to this game starting, Joel and I kind of said that there's no secret from both sides of the ball. Lakota East looking at that old school style of, triple option offense. You know, it's that pound and ground style. Fairfield says, hey, if you give us 3 minutes on the clock, 2 minutes on the clock, we can still do some work.
Absolutely, and of course, yes, everybody's got to recognize Tom McClain now with 11 touchdowns on the season after his run tonight, but Sawai Ellis is also very capable. He's good at chucking and ducking out there as well, so if they have that capability of at least firing downfield when they need to and get a good balance of run and pass.
Right, Joel, I mean, hell, we talked before, you know, like we were just saying, 7-7. Is this something that you expected, you know, from the start?
Well, I can tell you this: it's something that Lakota East is very much to their purpose. You know, Fairfield would have loved to have broken this game wide open, have a higher scoring game, get the ball going up and down the field in the hands of their playmakers. And Lakota East has muddied this thing up and made it definitely 5 yards in a cloud of rubber pellets, as they say, right?
That's right.
Well, what if you were Canes or if you were Krause? What would you tell your kids heading into the second half?
Well, just take care of the football first and foremost, and also you know, stay at home on assignment, especially against that triple option. Jason Krause will tell you that is so hard to defend. It's assignment football on defense. You got to carry out your assignments, run against that triple option, and of course Lakota East just continue to play you know, the sticky defense that they have. Get good coverage on the receivers, and also carry out their assignments in the interior.
Well, 7-7 here as we approach 7 minutes left in the halftime break. The second half is going to be a doozy, Tom. So
absolutely
we hope you enjoy it just as much as we are, and we will catch you later on. So we appreciate you hopping on again. Okay.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. That was Tom Snape, WMOH. Always a treat. We've hit him 3 of our 6 weeks, so we're 50% on the year.
The hat trick.
Right, the hat trick. Stay right with us. 6 minutes left to go here in halftime. 7-7. Fairfield and Lakota East all knotted up on homecoming in Tribe Country. Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors. Performance Soda, located on Route 4 in Fairfield. Never pay more when you shop Route 4 at Performance Soda. Our proud Performer of the Week sponsor. Matandy Steel and Metal Products, an official sponsor of Baden Athletics. Bird's Grill and Bar, our Fan of the Day sponsor. Rick's Tavern and Grill, who is partnered up as our Performer of the Week gift certificate sponsor. SuccessPhoto.com, providing professional images for your local high school athletes. SuccessPhoto.com.
Hey, this is Joey Vogt for The Report. One thing we strive to do here at The Report is recognize the local high school student athletes and their accomplishments to the best of our abilities, which is the reason why we partnered up with Performance Toyota and Rick's Tavern to crown a Performer of the Week. We choose a student athlete from each of our coverage area schools from any sports and let family, friends, and your school vote in the Report's Performer of the Week poll on our website. Tell us who you think should be in our Performer of the Week poll, and most importantly, enjoy the rest of the broadcast.
We thank you for listening to a live broadcast on the Butler County High School Sports Report's YouTube channel. We encourage you to check out our website at www.bchssreport.com for all your local prep sports, results, stories, and student-athlete features. Enjoy the rest of the game. We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors. Performance Soda, located on Route 4 in Fairfield. Never pay more when you shop Route 4 at Performance Soda. Our proud Performer of the Week sponsor. Matandy Steel and Metal Products, an official sponsor of Baden Athletics. Bird's Grill and Bar, our Fan of the Day sponsor. Rick's Tavern and Grill, who is partnered up as our Performer of the Week gift certificate sponsor. SuccessPhoto.com, providing professional images for your local high school athletes. SuccessPhoto.com.
Never pay more when you shop Route 4. Performance Toyota.
Hey, this is Lakota East's Mark Rajewski, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to Fairfield Alumni Stadium, where it is 7-7. Lakota East and Fairfield all knotted up in this juggernaut of a homecoming contest for Fairfield. Well, Joel, we ran down exactly what we saw in this first half, but the telltale sign right here is it's nothing right now, for all I know.
Absolutely. And Lakota East now has to start looking at the idea if they can actually pull this thing off. We've looked at this from Fairfield's perspective about trying to stay even with St. X there around that one line, the two line. If Lakota East can win this game, they're going to get 32.5 second-level points, plus whatever else Fairfield gives them in the next 4 weeks beyond this. Lakota East, with a win right now, would have enough to get up maybe as high as 4th place right now.
Wow.
I mean, that's a big jump there. That's what happens when you beat a 5-0 team that's beaten 5 Division I size schools.
Well, that, and also you're looking at, I'm not looking at from the point standpoint. I'm looking at number 5 in the Division I state poll right now.
The beauty pageant poll.
Right.
Love it.
Right.
Love it. Let's vote.
Well, congratulations to all of the Fairfield homecoming court, but it was narrowed down to homecoming king Cody Hawkins and homecoming queen Anaya Tivis. So congratulations to them too. It's always a fun time. I remember when we were that age, Joel, years ago.
Do they get to dance with each other tomorrow night? That's what I want to know.
I don't know.
We didn't have a homecoming king at Baden. We only had a queen back in the day. They've got a king now over there too. But do they get to dance with each other? That's the question.
Think about it, it's kind of bogus, isn't it?
Yeah, you know.
Kind of bogus, man.
That's it.
What the heck?
That's it.
Well, let's run through some scores here from around the county at halftime. It is Lakota West 21 over Oak Hills. Nothing. Mason up on top of Hamilton 21-14 at the half. At the half, it's Edgewood 14, Ross 7. We'll keep an eye on that game, Joel, like we were saying before. No update from Monroe and Eaton. That's 0-0. Like we said, Madison took care of Dixie 48-13 last night in a rare Thursday Night Lights contest.
That's right. We
are here at Fairfield, where it is 7-7. Fairfield and Lakota East. And Harrison is probably looking at Connor Kinnett. Connor Kinnett can take over a game pretty quickly if you're going up against Harrison Wildcats.
Harrison is trying to identify themselves as the class of the SWAC right now.
Right, I agree.
It's a jumbled up conference, but we're starting to see just a little bit of clarity there as the Harrison Wildcats separate themselves out. They entered the weekend at 4th in their region, and that is a loaded region. Division II Region 8 is absolutely stacked. Harrison's holding their own there.
Harrison 21, Talawanda 7, like we said at the half. And Joel,
don't say it. We're not there yet.
Our eye-opener at the half. Baden 14, Alter nothing. There's been some historic value with this game for quite a while.
22 straight losses for Baden at the hands of Alter, including 3 playoff matchups and 19 regular season games dating back to my freshman year, your junior year of high school.
Yep, there it is. And Joel, a surprising stat here. I'm going to go out and say it at the half. Middletown 21, Princeton 21.
All right.
A lot of action happened in that second quarter over there in Middletown. But Joel, seconds away from this second half kickoff, I believe Lakota East ended up getting.
They got the ball first, so Fairfield's going to have it.
So Fairfield's going to start. Again, like we were talking about before, and we didn't even mention that. If you're Lakota East, you're kicking that ball off in the second half, so you wanted to go up.
Oh, yeah. Tremendous missed opportunity to not be up 10-7 right now, or at least have a shot to. That was dramatic there on Lakota East's part to not even be able to get that snap correct.
I tell you what, Fairfield is electric tonight for homecoming. It's very, very fantastic to be here. We want to thank Athletic Director Aaron Blankenship for providing us with some beautiful scenery.
And some nice food up here, too.
Absolutely. Appreciate that.
Chris, one more score while we're at it. You know, of course, you pay attention to Butler County. I got to pay attention outside the area.
Jump in.
St. Mary's Memorial has taken a 26-21 lead over Kenton right before halftime. That game continues to be a ping-pong back-and-forth game. And, of course, Baden and Ross, your fans need to be scoreboard watching that game and rooting very hard for the Kenton Wildcats tonight. St. Mary's Memorial is 8th in the region. A win, that would be the equivalent to Baden's win over Alter if they were to beat them tonight.
All right, we're set up to kick this bad boy here. Start of this third quarter. I'm playing Jumbotron here.
Now we're the third. That's right.
Right, here we go.
We made it.
Enter into the third. Fairfield electric tonight.
Is that going to go out of bounds well?
Yeah.
Oh,
that
it's the
second time. It's he better recover that, and I believe we got Jaden Mays returning that bad boy up across the 20-yard line, and Fairfield's going to start this possession at the 25-yard line.
Josh Jones with a good open field tackle here. I believe it's going to be about the 22, maybe? I think I've spotted him a little short of the 25, maybe the 21.
Yeah, we're looking at 21, correct.
Yeah, that ball looked like it was going to be heading out of bounds like one of the previous kickoffs, and then it hit down around the 10-yard line, but took a sideways hop inward into the field of play, which was the saving grace there.
It hit the 1 and the 10. I think the 1 kind of made
the 1 of the 10, yeah.
It ended up making sure it didn't go out of bounds. So Ellis in the shotgun. Fake handoff.
Flag.
And we're going to see a flag on this first play of the second half.
False start seen by the linesman.
Well, I mean, looking at the penalty game there, Joel, we didn't really see too many penalties.
Just a couple.
Fairfield had 4 penalties for a total of 40 yards. Lakota East 2 for a total of 15. But penalties that pushed them back in their own territory. I just noticed that a lot of those penalties were ones that were happening in their own territory.
Kind of at inopportune moments there. Of course, right. I don't know of any coach that knows of a good time to have a penalty.
Right, that's a good point. Swy Ellis, handoff up the middle. That'll be Jaton McLean. He's going to carry the entire 23 players that are out there on the field aside from him.
They turned him into a power back instead of a scat back.
Right.
That's a small victory in itself for Lakota East tonight.
Another quiet 7-yard game for Jaton McLean.
Oh, my goodness. Make back the penalty yards, yeah. I hate to pick on Bub too much, who gave us our halftime stats. I love seeing a stat that says Lakota East had the ball for 23 minutes and 43 seconds of a 24-minute half.
Oh, boy.
With Fairfield having the ball for 8:03, so somehow there's about 8 minutes mythologically in there somewhere that aren't accounted for.
Somebody added a complete quarter to that.
Doubly accounted for, you know. That always, I remember when I did stats computerized for Baden in 04 and 05, and the time of possession can be a very temperamental thing in that computer program.
Reaching the 11-minute mark in this third quarter, 7-7, Fairfield and Lakota East knotted up. Swy Ellis hands off to Jaton McLean. He's going to make it to the right side, or left side, and he's going to turn on the burners. First down for Jaton, out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Joel, you saw Jaton's quickness when he reached past the tackles.
Good pursuit for Lakota East, but slow pursuit for Lakota East. They knew what they needed to do. They were headed in the right direction, but McLean was just quicker and ran to daylight around the outside and got his, 10-yard gain for his first down.
Yep, there it is. 111 minutes to play. Time stops.
He ran out of bounds.
Yeah, he ran out of bounds. 2 wide receivers split out to the left, 1 to the right for Fairfield. Jaton McLean standing to the right of Swy Ellis. Handoff.
It went to Mays.
To a man in motion. I don't know if that ball hit the ground. It looks like there's a lot of commotion there, Joel.
Ref is stopping the clock. That's a dead tail sign that they're looking to see who's got the ball at the bottom.
Fairfield loses it. They lost it, Joel.
Lakota East emerges from the pile with the ball.
Michael Howard. We've been calling Michael Howard's name all day long.
Remember, he was injured a little earlier and got a little roughed up. He was the one that caught McLean from the back.
Well, I guess they wrapped him up and said, hey, go recover a fumble.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. You're good to go. Rub some field turf on it.
Wow. I tell you what, if you're Kraus, you're not happy. If you're any coach at this point, you're not happy.
A lot of shooting yourself in the foot tonight for Fairfield. Lakota East has the ball inside the 40-yard line going in. Again, a short field for this triple option offense.
Handoff up the middle. A lot of momentum there, pushing the pile, and we're going to get about a 6-yard gain for Lakota East on that
It was Javier Lugo Flowers, the fullback, going up the middle on that play. Picks up about 5, so it's going to be second and manageable. This is exactly what Lakota East wants to do. Second and short, third and even shorter.
Joey and I were talking last week. It's one of those things where if you're a coach and you've got an offense like Lakota East, 3-4 yard gains every time, it's
beautiful.
It's
absolutely beautiful. It's exactly what you want. You've got to stay on schedule. That's the key. Stay on schedule.
Skajewski keeps it himself. Fantastic move to the right side. Number 20. He takes it down the right side. There it is.
Thornhill's in.
Yeah, he scores, Joel. I tell you what, their option offense is being ran to a T.
I think the referees are going to mark him stepped out of bounds at the 2. He tucked the ball definitely inside the pylon, but he must have got his right foot out of bounds as he sprung toward the end zone. So refs are going to mark him as short at the 2-yard line, first and goal.
I don't know who was there for that late pursuit as he reached for the goal line, but he must have been able to push them out of bounds.
I don't think anybody's going to get credit for that tackle statistically. I think he just simply stepped on the chalk as he went to shift his motion inward to tuck the ball inside the pylon. A little clumsy there at the end of that play, but beautiful play for Thornhill.
Lakota East in business here inside the 2-yard line.
Lugo Flowers
up the middle, and I don't know if you're going to see much of anything right there.
You get about a yard. It's going to be second and goal from the 1 now.
Wow. Multiple chains of momentum in the first half, and immediately the same exact thing here in the second half.
It's been a fun one, Chris. It's certainly been a fun one. You got 3 shots here. You're probably not going to kick a field goal from the 1-yard line, right?
No, I don't think you're going to see any field goals tonight.
The way the kicking game has been going on.
Right. It's either all or nothing. Hand up the middle, and I think Krajewski's going to call that a touchdown.
Corey Dick was the handoff, and the referee's going to mark him about a half-yard short.
Krajewski's running off the field.
Now Krajewski's not taking his OHSAA officials class yet. He doesn't get to make that call.
Dick tried to do a little bit of a lean in there, and I guess he must have got his knee prior to reaching.
Last time the ball was at the half-yard line, they ran a quick count quarterback sneak with Krajewski.
Yeah.
Look for the same thing here and see if they can break it right over the nose tackle.
Krajewski under center, and there it is, Joel. Touchdown it is. That's the second touchdown of the game. Lakota East is up on top, 13-7.
Quarterback sneak right up the gut. Your uncle, my cousin Danny Vogt, would absolutely love that. Get under center, just go right behind your center, get a little push, get your running back behind you, kind of pushing you a little more in, move that pile.
Well, you're hoping that you'll be able to get off the ball a lot quicker than your nose tackle.
Hey, you control the snap count. They don't. It's that simple.
On for the extra point.
Gavin Myers, the lefty.
Kick is up, and I think you're going to get that one. That's a good one. Joel, 14-7, silencing a homecoming crowd here in Fairfield Stadium. We're going to take this into the break. Fairfield up on top. Lakota East up on top, 14-7. 8:46 left to go in the third quarter. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors. Performance Soda, located on Route 4 in Fairfield. Never pay more when you shop Route 4 at Performance Soda. Our proud Performer of the Week sponsor. Matandy Steel and Metal Products, an official sponsor of Baden Athletics. Bird's Grill and Bar, our Fan of the Day sponsor. Rick's Tavern and Grill, who has partnered up as our Performer of the Week gift certificate sponsor. SuccessPhoto.com.
Hey, this is Fairfield High's Phoenix Porter, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
Lakota East strikes first in this third quarter. 14-7 as we're looking to get kicked off. And Fairfield's going to give themselves another opportunity to do some work after a fumble recovery from Lakota East. They were able to capitalize. Joel, capitalize. And that's what they did.
Lakota East has 14 points today. One of those drives started 29 yards away. The other one started 37 yards away.
So
2 times you've given them the short field, 2 touchdowns.
Here comes the kick, return. Nice little return there for Fairfield.
That was McLean.
Yeah, it was McLean.
They got him back there returning kicks now.
Krause is like, get on out there, buddy. Let's make some plays.
we got to find a way to get you out in open space somehow, and if that's the way we got to do it, then that's the way we got to do it.
Fairfield's going to start this drive at their own 32-yard line. 8:42 left to go in this third quarter. Fairfield trailing Lakota East 14-7 on homecoming. Want to congratulate Anaya Tibbs, winning homecoming queen, and Cody Hawkins for taking down the homecoming king crown there. So congratulations to everyone on the homecoming court. Swy Ellis in a shotgun, motion handoff to, actually, pardon me, that was a fake handoff. He kept it himself, and he's going to give himself, we'll give him 1 on that.
They had McLean on the jet sweep there, and once again it was either a fake or it was a designed to read option there, but Ellis kept it himself up the middle and only got about a yard there on a quarterback power.
Reaching the 8-minute mark in this third quarter. Second down, and we'll say 8.5. Swy Ellis in a shotgun with Jaton McLean to the left of him. Jaton McLean's going to block. He tosses it over to the right side to number 21, and that is Deshaun Simpkins. He's going to get himself a first down on a nice little, kind of like a button hook route there, if you want to call it, if you will.
Yeah, Kyle Pop drug him out of bounds there after the yard marker there for a 1st and 10 for Fairfield. They're now getting close to midfield as they try to tie this game up.
East kind of cramming in their 8, and then Swy Ellis making sure that they're going to make sure that they're not.
Nothing there.
Handoff, I believe number 16, that's going to be Marquise Jones.
Tackle on the play. He's got his shirt pulled up there. He turns around and sees back 22. That's our guy, Michael Howard. This guy that recovered the fumble earlier.
Playmaker.
He's everywhere on defense. They've had a few of those defenders. Howard has been huge. Josh Jones with his interception. A couple real good key tackles in the backfield on safety blitzes.
What's that saying there? Michael Howard, he's everywhere you want him to be?
Everywhere, yes, like Visa. That's exactly right. Are they our sponsor? We need to work on that one, Chris. We need to work on that one.
Swy Ellis in the shotgun. Hand off to Tom McLean. He's got some space there. Breaks open a nice 12, 13-yard game for a first down. Pushes the chains across midfield.
You can go a little capital 1 on that one. What's in your backfield?
Right, there we go. Jaton McLean.
Jaton McLean's in your backfield. You're doing pretty well. UK Wildcats, you got a stud coming your way.
Absolutely.
That's going to put him over 100 yards for the game. And if he breaks 130 tonight, which he probably will do in the next couple carries, that'll put him over 1,000 for the season.
First down and 10 for Fairfield. They cross midfield, 44-yard line. Handoff to Tom McLean again. He's finding a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and he gets himself a quiet 5-yard gain.
It's right there. It's all right there. Fairfield's offensive line is starting to get a little more push on Lakota East defensive line there. That's going to be a big adjustment and difference to see in the second half if that continues into the fourth quarter, as we're about halfway through the third now.
Well, if you're Fairfield and you're getting that push, that allows Jaton McLean to do what he does best, and that's read where he wants to go.
That's right. Read, make a single cut, and get it upfield.
He'll get there fast, too.
Oh, very quick cutter. Very quick cutter.
2 wide receiver out to the right side, 1 to the left. Swy Ellis in the shotgun. Jaton McLean's going to help him block. He tosses it to number 16. I believe that is Jones again. Nice.
Marquise Jones.
5-yard gain on that pass. Pushes the chains. I think the refs are going to give him that first down.
Oh, yeah, he got it. He definitely got it. It was a couple yards ahead of the first down marker. Fairfield's going to be now at the Lakota East 34-yard line. Good field position for the Indians. Yeah,
if you're Fairfield right now, you're making a good little push. You're responding well after that Lakota East touchdown. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. 3 wide receivers. In motion is Jones. Jaton McLean blocking. Swy Ellis going with the home run ball to number 21.
Got it!
He got it in the end zone! Wow! Deshaun Simpkins, outstretched arms, perfectly placed. Deshaun Simpkins makes himself a nice dandy catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Fairfield.
Simpkins made that harder than he needed to. The throw from Ellis was perfect. Simpkins misjudged it, took a step backwards thinking it was underthrown, then realized, oh my goodness, maybe it wasn't underthrown. Took a step back where he came from into the end zone, caught it kind of at the edge of his fingertips, and Fairfield, if they can get the extra point, will be all knotted up at 14.
Yeah, if I'm a coach, I'm saying, keep going. Keep going.
It was a great throw. throw was perfect.
But all said and done, Simpkins makes the play. Kick is up, and it looks like it's good, Joel. Right down the middle.
We're tied.
14. 5:50 left to play in this third quarter, Joel. We're going to stay right here. Let's go and talk about that drive from Fairfield. It was scripted to probably the exact same way Krause wanted it to go. Take a little bit of time off the clock. Get this bad boy back to where we wanted. Responded well after that Lakota East touchdown.
Well, it all starts actually with the offensive line. And I know nobody knows their names unless they get called for holding penalties. But the offensive line is absolutely the key. Ask the Cincinnati Bengals on Monday Night Football against the Steelers last weekend how important an offensive line is. And that was the best drive that Fairfield's offensive line has played all night. You could see Lakota East defense, where they normally had been in the backfield, now a little more on their heels. All of a sudden, first contact with McLean is 3 yards upfield instead of 2 yards in the backfield, and that makes a huge difference.
Well, I think you're going to look at any game. Any game is won in the trenches.
Absolutely. It's cliche, but it is so important there. And if Fairfield is maybe the better physically fit team, and that shows itself out in the fourth quarter here as we get closer to it, that could be a huge advantage for the Indians.
That kid sails in the back of the end zone. Lakota East is going to start this drive at the 20-yard line. We're going to take a quick break here. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors. Performance Soda, located on Route 4 in Fairfield. Never pay more when you shop Route 4 at Performance Soda. Our proud Performer of the Week sponsor. Matandy Steel and Metal Products, an official sponsor of Baden Athletics. Bird's Grill and Bar, our Fan of the Day sponsor.
Hey, this is Fairfield's Jaton McClain, and you're listening to Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
Welcome back to Fairfield Alumni Stadium, where it is Fairfield. Lakota East tied up 14-14. 5:45 left to play in this third quarter, and that first play by Lakota East is smothered.
Fullback dive up the middle, and as we know about assignment football, as Tom Snape talked about at halftime, the first assignment is stopping that fullback.
Right.
Fairfield's defense feels like a little bit of momentum now after their offense. They feel a little better about themselves. We'll see what happens.
Well, Fairfield has the largest margin of victory in terms of anybody in the GMC. They've scored
points for versus points against.
Absolutely. So, speaks for itself there.
Pitch.
Toss to the left side. And
Kenrich.
Pursuit. Hey, you see number 17, number 6, number 5 for Fairfield. That was McIntosh.
Phoenix Porter
Hill. Yeah, you're probably going to call Phoenix Porter in terms of a crowd of defensive players from Indians.
Well, that was our all-star guy, Charlie Kenrich, on that carry, but it was strung out perfectly. The fullback dive was stopped. The quarterback read it correctly, ran to the left, strung out by the defensive line and the linebackers as they pursued, and Kenrich only got about 3 yards on that carry.
Here it comes, 3rd down and 7 for Lakota East at their own 22. You hear Hell's Bells in the background, Joel. Fairfield getting up on their feet.
This is what Fairfield wants. Look out for a play-action bootleg after the timeout here for Lakota East.
And while you see Lakota East coach Rick Haynes is already on at the 20-yard line, he's making his way halfway to his kids. That's a signification that it's a timeout.
No doubt about it.
Well, stay right here. We're going to hit up our sponsors. We appreciate you listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors. Performance Soda, located on Route 4 in Fairfield. Never pay more when you shop Route 4 at Performance Soda. Our proud Performer of the Week sponsor. Matandy Steel and Metal Products, an official sponsor of Baden Athletics. Bird's Grill and Bar, our Fan of the Day sponsor. Rick's Tavern and Grill, who is partnered up as our Performer of the Week gift certificate sponsor. SuccessPhoto.com, providing professional images for your local high school athletes.
Hey, this is Fairfield High's Phoenix Porter, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio.
3rd down and 7 for Lakota East at their own 22-yard line. Krajewski rolls to the right side, looking for a pass. And that is incomplete. I don't know who that was intended for, but Fairfield forces a 4th and 7 position for Lakota East.
It was intended for Thornhill on the play. It was a tall pass thrown to him. He had a chance to come down with it except for the coverage by Jacob Sheriff, the safety on defense for Fairfield, that had come down into the box and had gone out to the flat to make the coverage. He also met at the highest point, knocked the ball loose. Incomplete pass as it falls harmlessly to the turf.
That's a no-brainer. Haynes wants to punt this ball away. 4:19 left to play here in the third quarter. A little bit of an awkward punt here. Ball bounces, gives it about a 10-yard bounce. And Fairfield is going to say, go ahead and put this ball at the 45-yard line of their own, and that's where Fairfield's going to start. Joel.
Fairfield is starting to ever so slightly get that old momentum on their side. You can just start to feel it through the crowd. That drive that they had on offense, now a 3-and-out on defense. And let's just watch, Chris, their offensive line on this drive here and see if they continue to gain more and more traction in this ball game.
Well, the decider on this pass drive that for Fairfield was a long pass to Simpkins from Swy Ellis. Beautifully placed. Handoff to Tom McClain, and he gets barely past the line of scrimmage for a 1-yard gain, and that's going to be dropped down at the 45-yard line of Fairfield.
Yep, run-off tackle there. You had the jet sweep fake, and then the handoff to the tailback, McClain. Lakota East defensive line not really getting into the backfield, but they're trying to hold their own there. 2-yard gain on the play.
Under the 4-minute mark in this third quarter, Lakota East, Fairfield knotted up at 14. If you're just tuning in, we're the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network. I'm Chris Vogt alongside Joel Sackenheim. We've got the call for you. Fake handoff, toss over to number 16. That was Jones. Joel, if you could see that pass, it was a slowly developed flat pass to Jones that I think Swy Ellis, I don't know if he could have gotten that play to go a little faster, but
that ball took entirely too long to get into the hands of his receivers. I mean, it was open as a wide receiver screen, but with the hang time on that ball taking as long as it took to get there, both Lakota East defenders broke off of their blocks and were in perfect position to make that tackle in the backfield for a loss of 2.
Third down and 11. A different story here once you started this drive if you're Fairfield now.
Timeout, Indians.
Yeah, Krause sensed something, so he's going to take this time to talk to his boys on this third down and 11 opportunity for Fairfield. So we're going to take a quick break. Stay right here to listen to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
Hey, this is Joey Vogt for The Report. One thing we strive to do here at The Report is recognize the local high school student athletes and their accomplishments to the best of our abilities, which is the reason why we partnered up with Performance Toyota and Rick's Tavern to crown a Performer of the Week. We choose a student athlete from each of our coverage area schools from any sports and let family, friends, and your school vote in the Report's Performer of the Week poll on our website. Tell us who you think should be in our Performer of the Week poll, and most importantly, enjoy the rest of the broadcast.
Hey, this is Fairfield's Tom McClain, and you're listening to Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
2:49 left to go in this third quarter. In the shotgun is Swy Ellis. He drops back to pass. A little screen pass to Tom McClain, but
it might be
that might have been intercepted.
Looks like joint possession from where I'm sitting right now. Referee's going to put his arms in the air to stop the clock as he sorts it out. They're going to call a joint possession, which goes to the offense.
Right. I think in any football contest, joint possession will always go to the offense.
That's correct. That's by rule. And now they're going to wind the clock again as it's a completed pass. It's going to be 4th down and 15, though, and Fairfield's going to be forced to punt. That was a screen pass to a running back, and it was read perfectly by Lakota East. Didn't fool anybody.
I think Krause wanted to get the ball into Tom McClain's hands.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Not from a run standpoint.
There's no doubt. I mean, you got to be creative to get him out in open space. He's your best player, and they're having a hard time getting him loose.
If you're Swy Ellis, you throw that ball at his feet. There's no way that ball should have been passed. So there's a punt situation for Fairfield. Beautiful punt, Joel. And
fair catch.
Fair catch by Dick, and he's going to catch that at the 23-yard line. And that is where Lakota East is going to start this drive. 14-14. I mean, it's back and forth. So honestly, it's whoever is going to end up having. I think it's going to be that final possession of the game tonight, Joel.
You see, here's the thing, Chris. It's only 14 all though. Okay, if this were like a 35-35 game, you could say, okay, whoever's got the ball last, but honestly, it might be whoever's on defense last that can make a forced fumble or an interception that's going to give your offense a short field. Neither of these offenses has had a short field in the last couple possessions, and it's going to be very hard to move against these defenses 70-plus yards.
Producy pitch to the left. Nothing going there. Loss of 2.
Fairfield's defensive line is in the backfield, winning the battle in the trenches.
We just reached under the 2-minute mark of this third quarter, 14-14 if you're just tuning in. We're the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network. You can log on to our website at bchssreport.com for scores, stats, highlights, features. You can follow us on Facebook, Butler County HS Sports Report, and like us on Twitter at BCHSS Report.
Here's going to be the trick to this, Chris. Well, I'll let you call this next play here on 2nd and 12.
We got a 3-2 wide receiver set to the left. Under center is Krajewski. He's going to drop back. He doesn't see much, and he's going to get sacked, Joel. Pursuit from Fairfield.
Wow. McIntosh drags him down in the backfield.
I think he was looking for a quick out to the left, to the flat, to number 15, Brandon Elliott, but nothing was going there, and I'm pretty sure that he didn't expect that pursuit coming in for Fairfield.
Nothing open. Here's going to be the trick for Lakota East. They can't do this on their own 20-yard line, and they can't do this on 3rd and 14. If they could pick up a couple first downs, get around midfield, it's going to take like a play-action pass on first down that no one expects to catch Fairfield off guard. But right now, huge advantage Fairfield. They got to be very careful for Lakota East not to throw up an interception here.
Right. Well, we're under about, we're reaching about 35 seconds left to go in this third quarter, so if you're Lakota East, don't rush anything. Dropping back to pass. There's Krajewski. He throws it. Heaves it down the field. He's got a couple guys behind Fairfield. And it's incomplete. Joe, I tell you what, Krajewski sat in that pocket, got rid of the ball just in time, and he heaved that ball 50, 60 yards.
The offensive line gave him the protection that he needed, which was huge, because they've not been doing that the times he's been passing the ball. He had 2 receivers on almost identical routes. Kendricks was the one that got his hands on the ball there. And shout out to Jacob Sheriff on defense, who made the pass break up. Kendricks comes down with that ball in a 2-on-1 situation way downfield if it's not broken up by Sheriff.
Fairfield likely going to get this ball in decent field position as Lakota East punts this ball from their own 5-yard line. And here comes a return by number 4, Phil Thomas. He gets himself good field position, and Joel, Fairfield's going to start at their best field position of the day.
That's huge. Fernando Rivera, the punter for Lakota East, actually made a really nice play. That snap was low, and I wondered if his knee actually hit the ground as he retrieved that snap. He kept his knee just barely off the ground and got the punt off. A decent punt, but might have outkicked his coverage as it was returned back. They're on the brink of the red zone already, Chris. They're about the 31-yard line here. Fairfield's got some field position. They're going to be able to run basically one play before the end of the third quarter here. Then they'll flip field and try to score, it looks like, in the east end zone in the fourth quarter.
15 seconds left to play. 14-14, Fairfield and Lakota East in this juggernaut of a Greater Miami Conference contest.
A lot of playoff points up for grabs here, Chris.
Well,
a lot of playoff points.
You be the man to tell us about all that stuff.
And by the way, Fairfield, if you're looking at hurdling St. X to get to number 1, if you can win this thing, Elder is leading St. Xavier 24-7 right now.
Elder is really looking
at
good.
Balaban Field. That's at St. X. If that score holds, that's a nice upset. It's number 3 over number 1, but still, it's an upset.
Fairfield starting this drive at the Lakota East 31. Dandy field position. Sawai Ellis in a shotgun. Pistol formation. Quick pass to the left side. That's Mays. Mays gets about 2 yards on that. Lakota East playing that quick pass, that quick out pass on the flats rather well.
Jordell Smith and Michael Howard both combined for the tackle there. About 2 yards on the play, and that's going to end the third quarter.
Joel, we're going to watch this last 12 minutes. Hey, it may not be 12 minutes. It may be longer than that.
It may be 12 minutes and a handful of plays.
So hang your tight. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network. Fairfield 14, Lakota East 14.
We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors. Performance Soda, located on Route 4 in Fairfield. Never pay more when you shop Route 4 at Performance Soda. Our proud Performer of the Week sponsor. Matandy Steel and Metal Products, an official sponsor of Baden Athletics. Bird's Grill and Bar, our Fan of the Day sponsor. Rick's Tavern and Grill, who is partnered up as our Performer of the Week gift certificate sponsor. SuccessPhoto.com.
Hey, this is Joey Vogt for The Report. One thing we strive to do here at The Report is recognize the local high school student athletes and their accomplishments to the best of our abilities, which is the reason why we partnered up with Performance Toyota and Rick's Tavern to crown a Performer of the Week. We choose a student athlete from each of our coverage area schools from any sports and let family, friends, and your school Vote in the report's Performer of the Week poll.
Hey, this is Lakota East's Mark Krajewski, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Radio Network.
Second down and 7, handoff to Jaton McLean. He's making a couple defenders miss, weaving and dodging, but I tell you what, a decent play to get back to the line of scrimmage if you're Jaton McLean.
He ran for a lot of yards to get 0 on that. Bottled up in the backfield, ran to the left, got cut off by the pursuit of the Lakota East defensive line, doubled back around, turned to the right, got back to the original line of scrimmage, and that was about all he was going to get out of that play.
And that's going to force us a 3rd and 5 situation for Fairfield. They're at the Lakota East 27-yard line. That's the first play of this 4th quarter in a 14-14 contest, homecoming contest for Tribe Country here in Fairfield. 3 wide receivers set to the left, 1 to the right. So Ellis takes the shotgun, rolls to the left, tosses it, and almost intercepted, Joel, by number 3.
Jordell Smith. He's been everywhere on defense.
There it is.
Looked like Lakota East might have been running a little bit of zone coverage there, which is kind of odd. They've not been doing much of that today, but Smith was kind of in the linebacker spot, and they had a safety over the top, and Ellis tried to get the ball in between on a slant pattern and couldn't quite get him.
Well,
Good tip by Smith.
If you're running that zone defense, you've obviously got a monster back that is mirroring Jaton McLean. So you got to have at least one guy watching Jaton McLean's every move.
I would like to see you play with Javon McLean in Tecmo, Chris. That's what I want to see. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
4th down and 5 here. Jaton McLean.
Ellis.
Blocking Ellis. He's going to take this ball. He's not going to make it.
He's going to be short. Look like a pass play with no open receivers, and he just kind of stumbled his way through the line of scrimmage and decided to take off a little too late.
Well, if you're not going to end up going for that field goal, no harm, no foul. If you're Fairfield, it's then hey, it was a long 4th down play, but Lakota East is actually going to get themselves an opportunity to go. Well, let's call
75
that 75
yards.
75 yards for this touchdown drive. If
a 4th and 5 is not terrible odds. If the field goal is too long for your kicker, I mean, you could have punted the ball into the end zone and they'd had the ball at the 20 instead of the 25. Okay, you're risking 5 yards to try to get the first down there.
Krajewski,
fantastic work. He's got him.
Toss it to the left side, and that's going to be a 20-yard gain, first down on this option sweep to the outside.
That's Kenrich collecting the pitch there. So I'll tell you what, Kenrich finished that runoff, but it really was the quarterback, Mark Krajewski, that made the he made a beautiful pitch. He read that as perfectly as you can possibly read a triple option there.
Make sure everybody pursues that initial handoff. Right back.
Chris, I'd say this would be a great time for a 10-minute drive for Lakota East, but they ran out of bounds on a 12-yard gain there.
There's a handoff to number 48, Kenrich again.
Kenrich. Yep.
Kenrich.
Yes.
Gets that 6-yard gain, Joel.
I learned that one the hard way at Mason, Chris. It looks, C-H, Kenrich. They're at midfield. It's going to be a 2nd and 3. Momentum has been very fickle in the second half as it continues to go back and forth. Very difficult to get a read on who's got the upper hand.
Here comes a fake. Actually, the handoff up the middle is Lakota East. Think get about first down. That's about 5 yards on that run to the Fairfield 45. Yeah.
Javier Lugo Flowers. Lugo Flowers.
He's a sophomore.
Yeah, he's had a very good season actually so far. He's the leading rusher coming into this game for Lakota East, both in terms of carries as well as yards.
First down and 10 for Lakota East. 10 minutes left to play in this contest at the Fairfield 45. Handoff to Kenrich. No gain. Bottled up at the line.
Fairfield's defense stops that play. That wasn't a triple option. That was a straight handoff there in that case. Haynes trying to mix it up a little bit there to make it a little harder for Fairfield. Mix up a run with a different run, right?
you saw me chuckling right there, didn't you?
You know what I said? The play action on an unexpected down and distance. This might be an opportunity here. First down might have been a better shot, but you got 2nd and 10. You're across midfield. You take a shot deep and you don't get it. And you throw a pick. It works like a punt.
Under center is Krajewski. Rolls to the right side, and he's met a plethora of Fairfield Indians, and he is stop for a loss of 1. That pushes the yard marker back to the 46-yard line, Joel. Third down and 11?
Brandon Weinberg was the first one to get to him in the backfield. Stopped his forward progress cold. Didn't let him get anywhere, and it's going to be 3rd and 11. And this is where Fairfield's defense would love to be, is 3rd and long, all night long against Lakota East.
All right, under this 9-minute mark of this fourth quarter, 14-14, Fairfield and Lakota East all knotted up. 3rd down and 11 at their own 46-yard line. At the Fairfield 46-yard line is Lakota East. Fake handoff as Krajewski has an open man on the flats.
Missed him.
It shorted it.
Just ended up throwing it a little bit short.
Yeah, that pass was intended for Thornhill, and that brings up a 4th down and long. If you're Haynes, it's a no-brainer.
Lugo Flowers, actually, the fullback, was the one that slipped out there. 28-20, I know those uniforms, fonts look a little similar there, Chris. They do.
I need to give LensCraft a plug here.
No, I mean, they really do. You got the little italic numbers there. That pass was short, ended up incomplete. Had he caught it, it wouldn't have gone anywhere.
Well, it gives you a better opportunity to possibly go for it.
5 yards, yeah. Bad snap. Got it off.
Fair caught by number 4, Phil Thomas, at around the 15-yard line of Fairfield, and that's where Fairfield's going to start this drive. Joel.
Heroic effort by Rivera to be able to get that punt out, man.
Right.
On a bad snap.
Gosh, if you're Lakota East, that's the last thing you want to happen here.
That would have been bad.
8:27 left to play. Fantastic night here at Fairfield.
Scoreboard update from Virgil Schwarm Stadium. 2:40 left to go in the 3rd quarter. Baden leads Alter 28-0. Yes, I said that correctly. Wow. Tonight we're going to party like it's 1999.
Back when I was a sophomore. All right, Joel, handoff to the left side. 3-yard gain for 4-yard gain for Fairfield.
You were a junior.
Yeah,
follow your junior year.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I go to the following fall.
Yeah, you're right. Pardon me.
Yeah, we were there Baden together.
Yep.
Last time they beat Kettering Alter. I was up at Kettering Fairmont, old Roush Stadium, before they redid it.
Just reached under the 8-minute mark in this 14-14 contest between Fairfield and Lakota East. In the pistol shotgun is Sawai Ellis. Fake handoff to number 16, and then a crossing handoff to Jaton McLean, who was following Mays.
Little scramble for the ball at the end of that play, but he was marked down. It was not a fumble on the play. Lakota East might have thought they had a shot to pick that ball up.
That gives Fairfield an opportunity for a 3rd down and 2 play at their own 23-yard line.
Big play here for Fairfield. And for Lakota East defense. They want to get off the field and give their offense a chance. All they need is a field goal.
Yeah,
and they're built to take 7 minutes off the clock.
Right. 2 wideouts to the left. Mays in motion to the right. Pistol formation is Sawai Ellis. Quick toss to the right side of Jaton McLean is a no-brainer there, but pursuit from the right side is Lakota East. Stuffs them. That's maybe a yard loss, possibly.
Yeah, it looks like a no gain at best, and 4th down and 2. But at their own 23-yard line, Fairfield is not going to mess with this.
Wow.
Lakota East a short field. Not in this type of game, you don't.
4th quarter field position, Joel. 4th quarter field position. It might be who might not have the ball who wins.
That's exactly right. Whose defense can be on the field and give the offense a short field. Right now, Lakota East is going to have the field position advantage. Their return man's lined up right around their own 45-yard line.
6:20 left to go here in the 4th quarter, and the punt's off. A wobbler kick bounces before the 50-yard line, and a pleasant bounce for Lakota East.
For Fairfield,
Fairfield, pardon me. That's going to be the starting point at around the 38-yard line of their own will be Lakota East. 6:11 left to play here in the 4th quarter, 14-14. Stay right here on the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
Hey, this is Joey Vogt for The Report. One thing we strive to do here at The Report is recognize the local high school student athletes and their accomplishments to the best of our abilities, which is the reason why we partnered up with Performance Toyota and Rick's Tavern to crown a Performer of the Week. We choose a student athlete from each of our coverage area schools from any sports and let family, friends, and your school vote in the Report's Performer of the Week poll on our website. Tell us who you think should be in our Performer of the Week poll.
Hey, this is Fairfield's Tom McClain, and you're listening to Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
Welcome back to Fairfield Alumni Stadium. I'm Chris Bode alongside Joel Sackenheim. Krajewski tosses it on the option pitch to number 20.
Thornhill.
He's going to take it out of bounds for, we'll call that a 4-yard gain, Joel.
Phoenix Porter on the stop there, driving them out of bounds.
An Eastern Illinois prospect.
That's right. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 here. Now, here's going to be the key, Chris. There's 6 minutes and 4 seconds left. The clock has stopped. Lakota East would love to keep the clock going, keep picking up about 3 or 4 yards per play, and get this thing down into field goal range for the last play of the game. If Rick Haynes can do it the way he wants it, that's what he's going to want.
I formation behind Krajewski under center. 2 wide receivers to the right side. Krajewski rolling to the right side. Tosses it with a little bit of an crunched.
Oh, the crunch.
Captain Crunch.
Crunchitize Brendan Weinberg. Oh, my goodness.
That ball is placed at the 43-yard line of Lakota East. Barely maybe a yard gain.
Lakota East would like this to be a little shorter. Fairfield would like this to be a little longer. This is that tweener area. That anything can be run here.
Right. 5:25 left to play in this contest. In motion behind Krajewski is 48, Kenrich.
Strung him out.
Pursuit from the left side is Fairfield. And he's bottled up for no more than a 2-yard gain as Kenrich brings that spot at the 45-yard line of Lakota East, 4th and 3, Joel. What are we doing here?
We're punting. I mean, you have to play the field position. If you go for this, yes, it's 4th and 3, but if you don't get it, and Fairfield's defense has shown they are good enough to stop you, then you're going to give the Indians the ball on their half of midfield with 5 minutes left. You can't do that.
Right.
You just can't do it. Make sure the snap is good on the punt, though. They've had some real issues with punts. Rivera.
Good snap. He gets off a wobblier one, end over end. That's a fair catch. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. If you're Phil Thomas, no-brainer, fair catch on that.
Gotta flip the field.
Yeah.
Gotta flip the field.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. 14-14. Fairfield takes over at their own 27-yard line. You're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.
We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors. Performance Soda, located on Route 4 in Fairfield. Never pay more when you shop Route 4 at Performance Soda. Our proud Performer of the Week sponsor. Matandy Steel and Metal Products.
Hey, this is Lakota East's Mark Krajewski, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Radio Network.
Welcome back to Fairfield Alumni Stadium. It's 14-14. Fairfield gets this possession at their own 27-yard line.
Flag. False start. That's not the way you want to start a drive, Fairfield. Not 1st and 10. Let's make it 1st and 15 and increase the degree of difficulty. What do we say?
Well, too many playmakers on the field in the red, so I'm not really. If I was Krause, I wouldn't be too concerned. But
Lakota East defense going to pin their ears back a little bit here. 1st and 15.
We want to thank you for tuning in to Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network. I'm Chris Bode alongside Joel Sackenheim. 4:29 left to play in this fantastic contest of Greater Miami Conference football programs. Handoff to number 16, Mays. He takes a little bit of a weaving and dodging effort to get himself to the 32-yard line. We'll give that about an 8 to 9-yard gain.
Hard to run the ball up the middle in a 5-wide formation, but a jet sweep as you have the wide receiver come and take a handoff and go right up the play. And we got a Lakota East Thunderhawk down on the field. That's Josh Jones, the defensive back, who has been literally everywhere on defense for the Thunderhawks today. I hope he's going to be all right, be able to get back into this game. He looks like he's holding his leg right now, Chris.
That's not a good sign. If we're calling a defender's name all day on this broadcast, you don't want to see him go down in the 4th quarter.
You really don't.
Well, we're going to go ahead and make sure that he's okay. He's going to be attended to by the Lakota East training staff. We're going to hop off here for a quick break. 14-14, Fairfield Lakota East all knotted up with 4:14 left to go in the 4th quarter. Stay right here.
We'd like to take a moment and thank our sponsors. Performance Soda, located on Route 4 in Fairfield. Never pay more when you shop Route 4 at Performance Soda. Our proud Performer of the Week sponsor. Matandy Steel and Metal Products, an official sponsor of Baden Athletics.
is Lakota East's Mark Rajewski, and you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Radio Network.
Josh Jones gets back up on his feet.
He's limping off only on one foot there.
Yeah, that's not a good sign if you're Lakota East.
He's not returning tonight, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, you're right.
Next man up, Chris. Lakota East defense has played heroically tonight, bottling up all these playmakers for the Indians.
Pistol formation is Sawai Ellis next to Jaton McLean. Jaton McLean gets that handoff, and he takes it to the right side, gets himself some running room, and he's off to the races! He's off to the races, down the sideline to the 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Fairfield!
My goodness!
In a blink of an eye, Joe, in a blink of an eye.
There it is, a touchdown run of 68 yards in length. The fake to the jet sweeper coming across. The handoff from left side, going off the right tackle. He broke contain, took it down the right sideline. Nobody from Lakota East could catch that blazing speed.
3:54 left to play. Hey, if you're Lakota East, you're still in this bad boy. You've got enough time to do a little bit of work here. Now let's see what happens with this extra point here, Joel.
Chris, that's going to break him for 1,000 yards for the season as well.
Indefinitely.
Yeah, if he hadn't already, he's already there now.
Kick looks up, good, and it is 21-14. Joel, first time watching Jaton McLean tonight, and he's lived up to his expectations.
Well, you know, Lakota East has to be proud of how they bottled him up for most of the game. But all it takes is a blink of an eye, as you say. Two of those runs tonight we've seen that have been very, very special runs on the part of McLean. As we have not a kickoff being set up, but it looks like we've got the referees kind of talking about something here on the extra point. And we have a chop block, it looks like, that was called on the extra point on Fairfield. That's going to back them up as Lakota East is going to make them reattempt to try. Take the point off the board, make it 20-14 for now as they count off, I think that might be 15 yards.
Wow, Joel. I mean, you got to try and kick this extra point.
Might be only 10.
Crucial. That's huge.
No, a chop block is 15. The ball's being placed at the 17 or 18-yard line, it looks like. This is going to be a very long extra point.
Well, if you're looking at it from here, it's going to be a 35-yard kick.
Wow, for one.
Well, and if you're at the high school level, a 35 kick's no slouch.
It's not easy. It's not a gimme, that's for sure.
Nick Matty is going to attempt this 35-yard extra point. Snap, hold, kick. And
it's short.
He got underneath it, Joel.
It's short.
It was there.
He didn't have the leg.
Right.
It was accurate down the middle, but he did not have the leg. That ball bounced about 8 yards deep in the end zone on the red turf there. Big chop block penalty there on Fairfield. It's going to have him with only a 6-point lead instead of a 7. And Lakota East is going to get the ball back with 3:54 remaining in the fourth quarter.
And 2 timeouts. So
and 2 timeouts.
And if you're Lakota East, you want to use up all 3 minutes and 54 seconds, and you're probably likely going to use those 2 timeouts too.
Yep, so. Punch the ball in with less than 30 seconds left if you can. Use up all the time on purpose.
If you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network. I'm Chris Vogt, alongside my right-hand man tonight, taking over the color commentary duties is Joel Sackenheim for Joey Vogt.
Sorry, let me do my best Joey impression. Go Dolphins! Go Dolphins! Michigan, go blue!
Yikes. It's too funny how my family likes a different team.
Oh, we all have our own teams, don't we?
Least liking a Cincinnati-based team.
Oh, my gosh.
And there's a kickoff returned for Lakota East. That crossed the 20-yard line to the 30-yard line is Dick.
Yeah, Corey Dick.
Corey Dick is going to bring that ball across the 30-yard line, and Lakota
33.
East, Lakota East is going to start this drive at their own 33-yard line. 3:46 left to play. If you're Lakota East, you really don't have a different game plan set at this point. Just keep doing what you've been doing.
Well, here's the question for Lakota East. How do you want to play this? If you're confident that you're going to score, and this is the drive you need to do it, then you're going to go more methodically. You're going to go for every 4th down.
Right.
If you're not as confident in that and you think you might take 2 chances, then you might be running the ball out of bounds more to stop the clock and punting it on 4th down, saving you 2 timeouts for defense.
Hand off to Kemrick, shoved over to the left side.
He keeps going.
He's going to get himself possibly a 10-yard gain and a first down.
Referee is stopping the clock. That's a sure tell sign that they're going to move the chains, Chris.
It's a good call. That ball is going to be placed at the 43-yard line of Lakota East. We're looking at 3:36 left to play.
Exactly a 10-yard gain, and they will wind the clock on the ready for play.
3:33 and counting here. Lakota East getting themselves an opportunity to try and tie this up with a score and, put themselves up on top with an extra point.
If they can get their touchdown, they'll have a chance to win.
One receiver spread out to the right. Option formation is Lakota East. I think that was Kenrich again, yeah. Kajewski hands off to Kenrich and an inside handoff. Nothing going.
Yeah, that was a little odd play. They sent their wide back across on the in motion, begin to play as they've been doing. But they actually had Kenrich, the other wide back, coming against the grain on a counter on an inside trap. Only 2 yards on the play, though.
2 wide receivers set for Lakota East. One to the right, one to the left. Option formation in the backfield. Kajewski drops back with a quick
pass.
Move to the left side, and he gets a move. Gets a defender to get I think he broke his ankles, Joel. But there's a fumble.
Ball is loose. Referees pointing to Fairfield at the end of the play.
Wow, Joel. I think on that pass play to the left, the receiver was held up by some Fairfield defenders, and I think the whistle wasn't blown, and he got stripped.
He was held up, but he continued making slight forward progress, which is why the referees did not blow the whistle on the play. And somebody, I couldn't see in the middle of that pile, was able to get their paws on that ball, knock it loose. Indians recover. 2:38 left. Fairfield ball at their own 35-yard line. Lakota East does have 2 timeouts. This game is not over yet.
Right, you're looking at 20-14. Fairfield up on top of East. Fairfield making some defensive plays when they need to here in this fourth quarter.
Big. As we said, who's got the ball? Not got the ball last, right?
Right, there it is.
Defense makes the play. There it is.
There it is. Couldn't have said it any better, Joel.
There it is. Got a hold up on the play here as it looks like the referees are talking to Coach Krause. That probably has something to do with the time issue. A lot of times they go to the home coach when they want to put a little more time back on the clock. Ask him to go up to his assistant coaches and get the word over up in the press box to whoever's running the clock.
All right, Joel. First down and 10 at the 35-yard line of Fairfield. This is where Fairfield is going to start this drive after creating a turnover. In motion is Mays. Handoff to Jaton McLean. Going nowhere. Wrapped up by number 11, Max Mickelson.
Well, here you go. You got Jaton McLean, most athletic player on the field, according to all eyes. You know they're going to have to run the football. Haynes is going to let this clock run and save his 2 timeouts right now, which is fine. It does not matter when you take the timeouts as far as after which play. You just need to take them immediately after a play whenever you've decided that that's what you're going to do.
If you're East, how many times can you hold Fairfield to 1-yard gains, though?
Well, you got to do it at least 2 more times.
Second down at 9 at their own 36 is Fairfield. Under 2 minutes to play. Mays in motion to the right. Pistol formation is Swy Ellis. Hand off to Jaton McLean at the middle. Burst of speed. First down. Hits the 50-yard line, Joel. And I tell you what, that's a dagger if you're Lakota East.
That is the second to last dagger of this game. Clock is going to wind. Play clock is down to 30 seconds as the clock now winds at 1:45. You can still stop them one more time, but your odds got significantly worse on that run.
Quick score update here. Lakota West blanks Oak Hills 35-0. That moves Lakota West to 3-1 in the Greater Miami Conference and 4-2 overall.
And will give them a total of 0 second-level points after beating an 0-6 ball club.
Moving to the right, wide receiver to the right and left. Swy Ellis takes the shotgun. Hand off to Jaton McLean to the right side. Jaton McLean wisely goes down. He kind of did a little bit of he gave up there at the end.
Haynes was standing right next to the line judge, getting ready to call the timeout at exactly the earliest amount of time possible. We're down to 1 minute and 8 seconds left to go in the fourth quarter.
Joel,
I was going to say, if our scoreboard is correct and Lakota East, if that is indeed their second time out of the half, and I forget, I just look at the scoreboard and what it tells us, then that means they're going to have 2 more running plays for Fairfield. 40 seconds will come off the clock for one of them. The timeout will come off for the other. That's going to put us down to about 20 seconds or so that Lakota East can hope to get the ball back with, if everything goes perfect, unless Fairfield runs out of bounds or throws an incomplete pass.
Right. Well, if the ball's in Jaton McLean's hands, I'd imagine that you're going to be smart.
That's just as good of a chance as anything to pop it loose as McLean. Now, here's the thing, though. If you're McLean, this is a little higher level calculus stuff. If you're McLean, you want to get a first down here and not score a touchdown.
Right. I agree.
You want to take a knee with a 20-14 lead in Lakota East out of timeouts.
Right.
You score, that's fine. You're still probably going to win. You're going to have a 99% chance instead of a 100% chance. But you're going to put the onside kick in play.
Joel, I don't know. I'm scoring.
Well,
I'm scoring, man.
Score if you want to. I don't care about winning the game, you know? Alice keeps it.
There it was, Joel. The least expected person to keep that ball. All eyes were on Jaton McLean as to why Ellis takes that pistol fake handoff.
That's the dagger.
There's the dagger.
That will end it. That will end it. Clock's going to run as we're below a minute left. Lakota East only one timeout. 3 more plays for Fairfield. This one is over, folks. Turn out the lights. Party's over. Old school Monday Night Football for you, Chris.
All right, they're in victory formation here. Sawai Ellis under center. Takes the handoff, steps back, kneels it, and there it is, Joel. I think that's going to...
I don't think Hayes is going to take his last time out. They're lining up like they're going to shake hands. That's going to be it.
Well, Joel, let's go ahead and run down as both. Yeah, you're correct. Both teams are going to line up in the middle of the field. Final: Fairfield 20, Lakota East 14. Before I head down to talk to some coaches, summarize tonight for me, if you will.
2 really good defense just showed up here, hearing all about these offenses and deciding to make their own names known. Lakota East scored 2 touchdowns on 2 opportunities where they were given a shortened field by Fairfield turning the ball over. Fairfield had to go a little longer on their drives. 2 big runs by Tom McLean were the big difference in the game. They broke away late with a 68-yard touchdown run. Fairfield 20, Lakota East 14. Fairfield is going to stay at least at number 2 in Division I, and if St. Xavier doesn't come back from a 17-point deficit against Elder, Fairfield is going to be at number 1 at the end of the night in their region.
Joel, I'll tell you what, called plenty of playmaking prospects out there from the East defensive standpoint. Like you were saying, long runs from Jaton McLean.
Just 2 of them.
Yeah, just 2 of them, right. East bottled up Jaton McLean exactly the way they should have. So.
They really have to feel proud about how they did, except for those 2 runs. And if they could have contained him on those 2 runs and combined that with a turnover on the very first drive of the game as they were going in around the 3-yard line, coughing the ball up, and combine that with, right before halftime, a botched snap on a short field goal, Lakota East is going to be looking at this game film tomorrow and thinking, man, we had them. Fairfield Indians were who we thought they were, right?
Right. Yeah. Well, Joel, I appreciate you stepping up in the shoes of Joey Vogt. Fantastic contest. Greater Miami Conference contest that was all what it was talked up to be. So,
what do we say we do it again at New Miami next week?
That's exactly where we're going to be. New Miami is going to be hosting Miami Valley Christian Academy, and we're gonna put New Miami on the radio.
How about it?
And that's pretty freaking cool, isn't it?
We're going to have a party in the village.
I think we're going to tailgate. Well, we're going to sign off here. Fairfield Alumni Stadium, Fairfield 20, Lakota East 14. Thanks for tuning in on the Butler County High School Sports Report Radio Network.